Welcome to the NXT Stand and Deliver pre-show. I just realized I did about a good minute and a half without having myself in the studio. But how is everybody doing? What have you been watching WrestleMania weekend? Let us know in the comments. And I am going to share this on all social media platforms, or mainly to Facebook. I really like WrestleMania weekend because WrestleMania is such a spectacle. But then there's also, like, by the third or fourth show of the day, sometimes it can almost wear you out. I don't know how you guys are, but this is, one of the biggest wrestling weekends that comes upon us. If you watch the podcast this week, you saw us review WrestleMania 1, where it all started. I was partway into the Keith Elliott Greenberg book about WrestleMania 3, which kind of solidified WWF at the time's place on top of wrestling, and also, kind of was the death of the territories as they were. This women's tag team match is good so far. It was not a match I was super excited for going into this show, so that's why I don't mind sharing on social media during this. Metaphor is a good team. They're the ones that I see taking it. Let me check my predictions actually and see what I predicted with the man called Dave. No, both myself and Dave picked Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. Sorry, there's been a lot of shows this week. A lot of stuff I'm catching up on. Caught most of the WrestleCon Super Show. Caught most of Bloodsport. I have to catch up on Joey Janela's Spring Break. TNA Unbreakable. I kind of want to catch that DDT show. There's so much to catch up on WrestleMania weekend. Let us know in the comments what you're watching at the moment. I'm excited to see what match kicks off the show tonight. If I had to guess, I'm guessing that ladder match. And thank you if you're checking us out. The weather is way too nice to be inside today, but I'm glad that you're taking the time to join us. Now, if you're watching us, let us know if are you hardcore enough of a fan where you watch the pre-show for WrestleMania? A lot of the times there's a long pre-show leading in. Sometimes it has matches, sometimes I haven't kept up with a lot of NXT lately on TV, so I'm liking coming back in. They always have good pay-per-views, and up until like a month ago where I changed up my job, I really enjoyed what they were doing on TV. If you heard Ava during the pre-show, including this match here, the four-way tag match. This is the most women they've had featured on an NXT show. I think it's 18 women. And a lot of the time on the podcast, you hear us talk about how NXT has one of the most stacked women's divisions we feel like in wrestling. And I'm glad that they're able to flex it during this event. If you're watching, please let us know some of your standout matches from the weekend. For me, it's got to be Natty Neidhart and Charlie Dempsey at Bloodsport. There was a great lucha match to open the WrestleCon Super Show. Ninja Mac versus Mascara Dorada was great. I hear Sabu took a nasty bump in his match with Joey Janela, so that makes me really want to check out NXT. or not NXT, Spring Break. Just in time. Man called Dave is joining us.
Yeah. What's happening? Hey. All right. I'm just getting on. I see Roxanne looking upset over here. You watching the show?
Yeah, I've got the pre-show on. I've been talking about the tag match here, just talking about how busy WrestleMania weekend can be, how I enjoy the amount of shows there are, but sometimes by like that fourth or fifth show that you're watching in the weekend, it can get a little bit tiring.
Is this a gauntlet match, by the way?
No, this is a 4-way tag match.
Is it elimination?
I think it's first fall to a finish.
Okay. Because it's looking like Cora Jade and Roxanne might be eliminated here. That's why I'm wondering.
Oh, okay. Maybe it is elimination.
Yeah. So let's see.
I was kind of
stand.
We'll talking.
Stand by me. Oh, stand by. Oh, stand by me. All right, NXT Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, I'm wondering, are they eliminated or are they just hiding out, letting the other ladies do the work?
Fatal 4-way tag team elimination match to determine the number one contender. There we go. What we got here? What a interesting maneuver, huh? For those watching,
the way they were getting into it, I wasn't sure if this was a new maneuver. Big kick to
this
the
looks
side
like.
of the head there. So I don't know if you caught during the pre-show, but Ava made an announcement that with this tag match being included, there's 18 women featured on this show, and that's the most amount of women, I believe, featured on an NXT show, and I would almost say on any WWF show overall.
The only thing I would say they could trump that would have been Women's Evolution.
Yeah, that's true, that complete show.
That would probably be it, though.
Yeah, that would be the only one because we'd have to look. I don't even know if they would have had 18 women on that show.
No, I don't know either. It would have been close. But that might have been why she would have said NXT, though, because that would be the one caveat, right? So is that Shotzi Blackheart I see out there, too?
Yeah, she's on the outside, and Jackson Nix or something on the outside for the other team. I forget the names of Fatal Attraction.
JC Jane, right? And Fallon Henley. And then I think you're right. Something next. Oh. Nicely done. Who is the girl with dark hair? I'm blanking out on her name now.
On the outside?
No, on the inside. She's in the tag match with Gigi Dolan.
I think that's JC Jane.
Well, JC Jane's
the other outfit.
No, Gigi Dolan. Who's Gigi Dolan's partner?
Oh,
Tatum Paxley. I got it. Yeah, she's doing some good stuff here. I was not as impressed with her prior, but hence why I couldn't remember her name. Look at this. Oh, she kicks out.
Let me see.
Nicely done.
On different times. Let me back out of this and get back in.
Yeah, let's see something else here too, just to go back a little bit to Jasmine Nix. You were correct about that.
So how many events have you watched this weekend?
Just Bloodsport. Other than that, I've watched my usual SmackDown, Raw, and NXT, and I watched Dynamite and Collision. So it's kind of hard when
most of the WrestleCon Super Show. I watched
some of Impact. I watched some of TNA.
Right. Up on the TNA Unbreakable show.
You caught up on that?
I saw a little clip online where it looks like Sabu took a nasty fall during the Joey Janela match, so I want to watch Spring Break from last night as well.
So Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan, they won.
Yeah, so they will be going on to that number one contendership. Now they're previewing the matches here for Stand and Deliver tonight or today. During the pre-show, they kept saying tonight, and I'm like, that's got to be weird at 10 a.m. their time.
I'm gonna share this with some people too.
Oh yeah, put it out in the Facebook group, put it out on the personal page.
Yeah, so I'm doing now. I have a couple personal pages. It sounds creepy.
No, not at all. We all have multiple pages.
Yeah, multiple Facebook accounts, baby.
All right, we got the graphics, so the show is officially starting. Thank you to anybody watching with us today. The weather is way too nice outside to be inside for this.
All right.
It was
My
a small
other
one.
Facebook
Like,
account.
fuck it. Let's enjoy the breeze today.
Excuse me. This is my family and friends account. Oh man. All right. This one goes out to the Twitterverse,
Vegas,
also known as X. All right. There we go. Las Vegas, baby. I saw something like, I don't think it was even involving NXT, and I don't know how old the article was, but something like WrestleMania is bringing like $215 million in an economic boost to Las Vegas.
I wouldn't be surprised with all the hotels.
Yeah.
Restaurants that are being supported.
My girlfriend didn't understand the magnitude and how big this was.
Really?
She's like, wait, it's 2 nights? I'm like, yes, it's 2 nights.
The 2 nights is a bit much. I remember they went to that a couple of years ago. It was around the same time New Japan did it, and it's not. I don't know if 2 nights is really necessary. You could have a solid 1 night card. You know, maybe do NXT one night, WrestleMania the next night, but you know, it's become an institution over the last couple of years. And especially if you can make that much money off of it, why wouldn't you keep it at 2 nights?
It's been doing it for, I want to say, 5 years since the pandemic. WrestleMania 36. When everybody said you can't have WrestleMania, and Vince said 2 WrestleManias.
Chevy Rooney joining us. What's going on, Chevy? Thank you for popping in here. That's real dedication. That's right. WrestleMania weekend so big, it's got Chevy in on the mix.
Checking out, you know. Actually, Chevy checked out an NXT match with me. This is going back 10 years ago now because we're old. He checked out that Bayley Sasha Banks match, which I believe you might have been in attendance for. Were you there live?
Yeah, that was Brooklyn Takeover.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wasn't Kevin Owens in the main event against somebody? Maybe Balor.
Was that Finn Balor?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because they said they had to follow that. It was like insanity, you know.
Okay, interesting here. Video highlighting D'Angelo family in Dark State. I went with the D'Angelo family. You feel like it's going to be Dark State?
Yeah, I think we're keeping that up. I think there's going to be dissension in D'Angelo family.
Now, before this event kicks off, what match do you think is going to lead off the card?
North American Women's title.
All right, that's the ladder match. I would have to agree. And
kick it off big.
It seems like whenever they have these events, even when they were takeovers, the ladder matches seem to start the event. It doesn't mean it's 100% going to happen, but that is my guess. Shots of Vegas here.
Oh, yeah. Eiffel Tower looking place.
Big arena there. Yeah. T-Mobile Arena.
So, how many matches are in this card tonight, then? 6?
1, 2. Yes, 6.
Yes, because we had one already. Yeah. So we made our predictions here. Who did I pick in this ladder match anyway? Assuming they're starting off with that.
In the ladder match, you picked Thea Hale. I picked Kalani Jordan.
Yeah.
And wow, I did not expect this to kick it off.
We're starting off with Ricky Saints.
Not a bad match to kick it off with.
Did you pick Pretty Ricky?
Oh, yeah. You and I picked the same man.
We agreed on this one, huh?
Yeah, watch Ethan Page steal this victory.
Yes. The only one I changed my mind this week was for WrestleMania Night 2. We talked about that privately. I'm now convinced that Cody's losing.
All right, I'm going to have to check out SmackDown, which sucks because I also want to check out Spring Break, and I was hoping to have somewhat of a break here in between.
It wasn't like it was a good SmackDown.
Chevy with an interesting idea.
Oh, yeah. WrestleMania and a spear. Yeah. I would say it's possible.
If they any show they would do there would be cool, but especially at WrestleMania, imagine what you could put up on that screen.
Oh yeah, the history.
Yeah, man, I like this commentary team.
What?
Yeah.
Coming for you. Coming for you. Oh man, I wish I could hear this. Ethan Page. Now, I mean, you have to be pretty happy if you're a fan of Ricky Saints / Ricky Starks and Ethan Page, right? I mean, leaving AEW was a good thing for them, right? This was a good move.
Yeah, I would say AEW is where Ethan Page was like the least big anytime in his career.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah, he had a great one.
Did a lot.
Independence and TNA, Evolve, yeah. You know, Starks had a good
there right now with Josh Alexander reuniting the North.
Mm-hmm. Starks had a good career at one point in AEW, but then things like injuries and stuff just kind of derailed it. You know.
Yeah, early on he was amazing, fresh off that excitement of seeing him come out of NWA because he felt way too big for NWA, and then he made it to AEW and had a good run there for a while, and then it just seemed like it stalled out and it never recovered. And then you had all the contract negotiations, the video of him or the picture of him at the Royal Rumble. And now seeing him in NXT, I feel like this match is going to go wild because these guys both feel like they have something to prove. Maybe even more so on a week where AEW has been heavily praised for its TV.
Yeah, great lockup here. The physicality, the intensity right off the bat.
Yeah, that's one thing. They are really going at each other in this fight. So in this match so far, it almost feels like a fight.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Wow.
I was wondering if it was just me because I just got done watching part of Bloodsport, which I can't recommend Bloodsport enough.
Yeah. Bloodsport, I don't know. It's just getting bigger and bigger to me. I enjoy it. I don't know how they keep expanding on it, but I mean, they find a right way to do it, and maybe part of it is that it's only a couple times a year, right?
Yeah, if I had one criticism, I'd say, I don't know, that JR Kratos match, it was good, but like you were talking privately, the power bombs, and when it started getting into mostly just wrestling moves, that kind of lost me. Kratos has been in a bunch of blood sports too, but I didn't enjoy that, although you get Cincinnati Neidhart winning with the sharpshooter, and I don't know if it's just the wrestling fan in me where it's like I look the other way on that. That doesn't bother me as much.
It's tradition, the Hart family, so I can accept it. I just wish they didn't have that plus all the other stuff, you know, with some of the more stuff that wasn't necessary, you know. Like I mean, keep it kind of basic, you know, with the strikes and the submissions. I think that's part of what makes it good.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely
nice
that
power
match with
slam on the
Charlie
apron. Oh.
Dempsey. I didn't realize how accomplished that guy that was in the ring with Dempsey was.
Mm-hmm.
Then to see them go back and forth. Pete Dunne and Timothy Thatcher, another great fight. I'm going to get back to the rest of that later. I got to get back to the rest of the WrestleCon Super Show.
Mm-hmm.
There was a great lucha match to kick it off. There was Ninja Mac versus Mascara Dorada, which was another great match.
Have you seen Americana Grande in any of the shows?
I have not. I think I've seen his influence all over those shows, but he has
Yes,
not popped up.
it's important. Oh man.
A lot of excitement around Mania this year. I mean, there's excitement every year, but there's just something about this year that feels fresher. I don't know if it's because we're finally out from that Vince umbrella. Did you catch any of the Hall of Fame?
I didn't. I have no idea about the Hall of Fame, other than I did make it a point to see that. And this sounds like I'm just being bitter. I'm not, but it was one of the things I want to know. But Sting did not induct Luger. I saw it was just Dallas Page because that was something I was curious about. But
Oh yeah, I think I heard about that midweek, and I'm like, I guess if anybody that works, but
it would have been nice to see Sting out there.
yeah.
And I don't know what happened. I heard it just like anybody else as a fan through different, places. I think like Fightful had up that WWE was reaching out to AEW. So what happened on what end? What was maybe someone looking for? Who knows? WWE could have just been told no. But then again, maybe they said, yes, you can have them, but you have to promote us. And WWE is like, no, we don't know the answer to that. So, but it's just a bummer it couldn't happen.
Yeah, I may catch the Hall of Fame. Of all the events on WrestleMania weekend, that's often the thing I'm like least excited about.
Mm-hmm. Who did you pick in that three-way? Punk, Rollins, or Roman? I think we all picked Punk, right?
Ooh, you picked Punk. Myself and John White picked Seth Rollins because we believe that
Paul's with him.
Paul Heyman's going with him.
Which is what I'm thinking now. Because I started, once I changed my mind about Cody, I started coming up with different stuff in my head. And I'm like, oh, okay. So. Damn kids. Distracted me from my WrestleMania predictions.
What, they playing outside on this beautiful day?
Nah, the nerve. I just thinking that like usually I'm pretty spot on, but like I said, after watching stuff, I'm like, wait a minute. No, I'm kind of changed my mind on some of this stuff now.
Yeah, if SmackDown's making you change your pick that much, it must have been an episode worth checking out. How are the matches on it? Any notable?
It was okay. They did an Andre the Giant Battle Royal with no commercials. They had a tag title match that got interrupted, and that leads to a TLC match for next week. I'll just tell you that'll be the Street Profits, the Machine Guns, Ciampa, and Gargano will be a TLC next week. Was there something else? They had a six-man, Chad Gable and the Creed brothers versus Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, and Rey Fenix. So that ended up being a match. They had some basic interviews to set up everything for WrestleMania, like Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte. There was an ending face-to-face segment with Cody Rhodes and John Cena. So I'd say it was a solid show. It could have been a bit long, but I didn't watch it in one take, so that always helps too.
Oh yeah, especially since they've gone to 3-hour Raws. Sometimes those are tough to watch in, one shot.
Yeah, I would say if you're not going to get a chance to watch it, I mean, I wouldn't. You have so much other stuff you can be watching. I wouldn't go out of way. For me personally, I'll just say it. It's not a huge spoiler. What changed my mind, and it's not even just one thing, was at the end of SmackDown, Cody Rhodes and Cena are jousting verbally, and Cena's like, basically was a comment like, I don't have to out wrestle you to beat you, and then takes a slap at him, pokes him in the eye, kicks him, goes to give him the attitude adjustment. Cody floats over, crossroads. Now, what's important that is I know you've been busy and you don't know if you know this, But earlier when they were on the European tour on Raw, Cena took a swipe at Cody again. Cody laid him out there earlier. That's twice now. Cody has laid out John, and John has not got anything on him. This is fucking John Cena. And when I start thinking about things, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, John's going to win. Here's another thing I'm thinking about, too, not to take away from this match, but The Rock, I just assumed, okay, maybe he's not going to be there, but I'm like, no, he's been awfully quiet, like no mention whatsoever. And I thought, how do you make it big? How's Cena going to get the win if he gets the win? The Rock. Then I thought about it. Well, wait a minute. What if Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman are together? Because if Seth wins, you have this whole storyline where Seth was the guy who sacrificed himself last year for Cody to even get this win and felt like Cody didn't appreciate it. You know? Which really, why wouldn't Seth turn his back on these people? And he's done that throughout his career. He's already turned his back on Roman and everything. So it got me thinking. So now I'm kind of on board with Seth, Paul Heyman joining John Cena, The Rock, and who's that other guy? Travis Scott. He'll be there too.
Damn. That'd be interesting.
War Games. Seth Rollins, John Cena, The Rock, Travis Scott.
God, if we got Cena in a War Games, that would be wild.
It would be.
This is a heck of a match to kick off this event here.
Also, too, if assuming Jey Uso wins tonight, I mean, you could do a 6-man main event, old school style, like with Rock, Cena and Seth versus like Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes. You know what I mean? Almost like that mega all-star 6-man from New Heights Wrestling. You'll be checking that out soon.
Oh, I can't wait till the people see that. First String versus Suicidal Soldier, Mike Faison, and Mr. Personality.
Mr. Personality. Got rid of that Jerry the Chicken. And there's no chicken shit here. We're talking Ricky Saints and Ethan Page.
I know we've been talking about almost anything but this match now, but I've had my eyes on this. It's been great action.
Yeah.
I'm sure the commentary has been making it feel major.
Mm-hmm. Ethan Page. Ooh. Yeah.
Oh,
what I like is the strikes have looked, legit.
Yeah, these two are really taking it to each other.
This referee was the zombie referee a while back too. Not that he likes to be remembered as that, but I want to say that was Cameron Grimes shooting with Dexter Loomis.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, back in that era, we had zombies showing up on NXT and shit.
For some reason, I thought it was a Miz match that was in.
That happened as well.
Yeah, because they did a match for the like a video game or a movie, right?
There was a movie Batista was in. I remember this because Batista got grief online. Somebody said something to him about, come on, Dave, I love you, but why you got zombies in this? And he's like, what the fuck you asking me for? He's like, ask Vince. Doesn't he own the goddamn company?
Yeah, like Batista's in control of that.
Yeah. So this made me laugh because in the storyline, I think it was Batista's movie. And like some fans were like, oh yeah, this must be Batista's idea. It's like, no, I don't think so. And Dave was not having it. He was not going to sell for that. All right, Ricky Saints, baby. Looking for that running powerbomb, maybe? Or maybe he'll bring the knees up. I can't remember. Nope, powerbomb. Straight up powerbomb.
Lands that huge.
So, yeah. I'm very interested to see where these two will go after NXT, Oh.
Yeah, I feel like Ricky Saints definitely has main roster somewhere on him. I'd like to think the same for Ethan Page, but I don't know. He'd be a solid mid-card guy, I guess, on the main roster.
Mm-hmm. He'd be great with Josh Alexander if we had able to get them back, but looks like Josh is in AEW now, so.
Yeah, that's another debut I got to watch from this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a good Dynamite. That was one of the best Dynamites I've seen in a while.
That's what I was hearing. It sounds like even Collision after it wasn't that bad.
No, Collision was good. I would have said Dynamite was the better show overall, but Collision was good as well. Osprey and Takeshita just tore it up. Also, so did Athena and Mercedes. Owen Hart tournament matches. So
nice. You're about to see the finish here.
There we go. Ricky safe, baby. We called it.
First prediction in the books. Correct.
Yeah, boys.
There was only a couple we differed on, too.
Did we differ on the pre-show match? I don't know if we made a prediction.
No, we both said Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade.
We were wrong.
Actually, it looks like we agreed on 3 matches, so we disagreed on more matches than we agreed on.
Oh, okay. So, well, you said we disagreed on 3?
We disagreed on D'Angelo family, Hank and Tank, women's ladder match, and the main event.
All right, you put Javon. Yep. I feel like the Hank and Tank one, I might be going a little bit out on a limb, but storyline wise, I just feel like
they've got that modern momentum, and Fraxium has had those titles for a while. They've been teasing that split, so you almost got to feel like Hank and Tank is on the lighter side of a story. So why wouldn't they get that opportunity? For Axiom, they've been about to break up. Maybe this is the time you move them on to whatever's next for them.
I was when I heard TLC last night for SmackDown with the Machine Guns, DIY, and Street Profits. They just said TLC. I keep thinking, is the Hardys coming? I just feel like I want to see more of Hardys with the TNA tag belts, but in WWE as well still. I like the connection.
All right. Raw is coming to Providence on July 7th. It makes sense because there's that rumored July 4th, I believe, pay-per-view at Mohegan Sun. Or right around that time.
For Women's Evolution?
Was that the Women's Evolution? I thought.
I think so.
Okay. I remembered it was some kind of pay-per-view. I couldn't remember exactly.
July 4th, though?
It was that July 4th weekend. It might be the 5th, might be the 6th.
Interesting. Look that up. It'd be interesting if it was July 4th, only because Easter tonight. It's is WWE going back, the old holiday shows,
I know. I was about to ask you with the bread route and everything, how unfortunate is it that WrestleMania week falls on this weekend?
It's not too bad. I would have liked to, in retrospect, probably would have been smarter for me to skip this show because all my business will be done today to go back out today, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take time to see my family. I
suggested earlier because I was like, the weather's too nice out, but it was too close to when the watch along was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
We hadn't done it in a while. If you've been paying attention to our social media, we've been hitting TikTok. We've been hitting Instagram hard the last few days. We didn't say it at the beginning, but a lot of people that watch us aren't subscribed. So please, if you enjoy what you're seeing, please hit that subscribe button. We're really trying to do what we can. Since it's the season, we figured why not get in there with all that wrestling action, all that wrestling talk in the air.
So it is Mohegan Sun is the rumor, and July 5th.
Okay, July 5th.
So yeah, close. So
I remembered it was oddly close to that weekend, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna fucking suck.
Yeah, that happens all the time. When we had the show in Griswold, Connecticut there with Northeast Wrestling, it was Money in the Bank, plus it was 4th of July weekend. I had to work, pay someone to go out for me, and
That was a fun weekend. If you look how far some of those competitors have come, you have Brad Baylor showing up on
Mhm.
WWE ID stuff, showing up on Evolve, appearing on
NXT, he
NXT.
showed up 1 week.
You've got Megan Bayne now with AEW.
Mhm.
Had a very high profile match with Tony Storm. We don't do a ton in this wrestling business, but the few little dalliances we've had with it have been very fun experiences.
Yeah, we were looking at some of the bigger names, like besides the newer names you mentioned. Obviously, Gangrel, we got to call a match with
Tony
Scott
Atlas,
Armstrong as a referee. DDP was at a show we got to call, even though he was just talking. Tony Atlas did a run in.
I mean, even that WrestleMania show, you have NWA talent, Wrecking Ball Legursky in there.
Mm.
Landon Hale, who's been going on to do great things, I believe, moved down south now. Dan Moff, it was great to call a match for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes when you look back at the things that we've been involved with, it's been pretty fun.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Even that Pistol Pete show, it was what it was, but that was a fun learning experience.
Yeah, we had to talk to some wrestlers too. Manny Fernandez was there. It was interesting. Never thought I'd be having a conversation with Raging Bull Manny Fernandez at a bar. I wouldn't say it was a memorable conversation. I can't remember too much what we talked about. It didn't even last very long, but still, just the idea that getting to say hi to Manny Fernandez and some of those people. Would have been nice if Bob Backlund had made it. I don't think anyone even contacted him. That might have been one of the problems we had.
That was super disappointing because I remembered I had been such a fan of his book, and I just wanted to, be able to tell him how much some of the inspirational quotes at the beginning of his chapters turned me on to like a whole different author. And yeah, it just would have been cool to see him because, obviously we're fans of Bob Backlund. You've seen the comparisons we put up.
Here comes Javon Evans. That boy bouncy.
And you don't think he's taking that title tonight, huh?
Nah.
Fraxium versus Hank and Tank. I'm excited for this because I'm a huge Fraxium fan, but from what I've seen about Hank and Tank, high energy. They did a couple interview packages before this, and they have that. This almost seems to be, their natural personalities, obviously turned up. But
there's a little bit of a Public Enemy vibe, huh?
Yep. I also get a little bit of Matt Menard from Hank.
Yeah.
The high energy, having fun type talk.
You mean Tank?
Is that Tank? Yes, Tank.
Yes. Johnny Grunge looking guy.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh, man.
They met in the Next in Line program. So this might be the first team that's really, giving the Next in Line program some legitimacy, to me at least. I know
What's
they get
the
a
Next
lot
in
of
Line
good
program?
people from it. What's that?
What is the Next in Line program?
That's where they, kind of target these college athletes. I believe it was Tank played football at Northwestern.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they get, some volleyball players, cheerleaders.
Yeah. But what's Hank's background? Do you know anything about Hank? Or
I do not.
Okay, I was curious.
That part of the promo.
didn't mean to call you out on it, brother. What's going on with Hank?
I was doing some video editing before this. I had to save a video so I could edit it after this. Can't stop, won't stop. Especially WrestleMania weekend. Already cut up most of yesterday's episode. Axiom and Nathan Frazier, one of my favorite modern teams.
Hank Walker is probably the few guys when I'm looking at like just stuff and I have it like on a Wikipedia thing just so I can see the match order. He doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. So
That's how underground he is.
Hank Walker database cage match. He's 25 years old. 6'3", 308 pounds. He was a football player too.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It's not going deep into his backgrounds, but
He ain't stalking his Facebook page yet.
You might have to.
All I know is my man doesn't shit where he eats.
Hank Walker.
Randy Osgood joining us. Randy, thank you for popping in. Randy, what have you watched so far this weekend on WrestleMania weekend?
Yeah, you watching NXT? Have you seen any of the shows? All right, Axiom. Risk Control.
It's funny. Sometimes on WrestleMania weekend, I look forward to those spots where I can watch something besides wrestling. Like, I enjoy watching the shows, but it's like, can I get an episode of something in to like cleanse the palate?
I finished watching Daredevil Born Again.
All right, that's the Daredevil show. How was that? Randy?
Oh, that was good.
SmackDown last night.
Yeah, it was real good. Brutally violent at the end, the last episode.
Damn.
Borderline gory. Like, there was a gory episode where Fist just murders this guy. Kingpin.
I'll have to check that out. Randy, do you agree with Dave that the end of SmackDown last night kind of made him decide that John Cena is going to win now? He had previously picked Cody Rhodes, I believe.
I did, and then I changed my mind after watching last night's SmackDown. I think Cena's going to find a way to screw him over now. Nathan Frazier. What is Nathan Frazier? Didn't he wrestle under another name at one point?
Not that I'm aware. I know Axiom did.
Was it Nelson Frazier? I know he did. He was a kid, but I thought he was like Nelson Frazier or something.
Google him. I bet he's a boxer.
He was not a boxer. He was for a long time.
Country musician.
They don't have anything on him before. He wrestled a match in AEW. That's why I was curious.
Okay.
So, but because I remember him in AEW.
Yeah, this match is really power versus speed.
Oh, okay. You just see that. Right. See, me and Randy came up with the same idea. That's what I said, Randy. We have Cena land twice. That's not, that's not a good sign for Cody.
No, especially when Cena could get that notoriety about winning that, what is it, the 17th championship?
Oh, yeah.
Would that be record setting for him if he won that championship?
In WWE's eyes, I know Flair has talked about that he's had some other ones they don't count. So,
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, at the end of the day, it just adds and adds to this guy's legacy.
Yeah, because if it's going to be record setting, it's almost like, why not give it to Cena? Because I'm sure, down the line, somebody else is going to break that.
And that's something he said, at one point that he'll do it to shake the man's hand who does it 18 times.
Yeah.
Okay, so his alter ego at one other time was Ben Carter. So he also wrestled as CJ Storm. I think Ben Carter is what I saw him in AEW, though. So he only wrestled like 2 matches, I want to say.
Yeah, because he probably got signed up by NXT UK quickly after that.
That's exactly what it was. He had no contract. He had impressed, but he was from the UK, so, he had that opportunity. He had a win on AEW Dark, and then he had a competitive match with somebody. So, and of course, Axiom was a kid.
Yeah.
And I believe he's from Spain.
Turning him inside out with that lariat.
Nelson. Oh. Nathan Frazier had the blind tag. Boy, Nathan Frazier, he's cooking, baby.
Yeah, he moves so quickly around that ring, like once he gets fired up.
Mm-hmm. I think if you look at Nathan Frazier, A-Kid, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, like if it's not for the size factor, like these are some of the best wrestlers around, with this European background.
Yeah, it's something about that European scene where they really get it down. I don't know if it's the amount they wrestle, just who they have teaching over there. And
Yeah.
over the years, that British scene has gone through waves where it's, notable, then it dries up. They've always had a rough indie scene.
Mm. But they have great teachers. They generally start really early, So I think that's just part of why the people that are really good in that area are so good.
Yeah, especially if they work around that English scene where they have those holiday camps where they do a bunch of shows and you really learn to work in front of a crowd, what works. I think at one time I had heard that if Daniel Bryan could have, like if he could make enough money to live off of it, he just would have stayed in that English scene.
Mm. Oh.
Just tossing Axiom there.
And Tank on the outside, going nuts.
Like, I don't know how much lasting power Hank and Tank have, like how long they'll be around. But for right now, they are an impressive team. They're different than anything else out there. Nice cartwheel.
Johnny Guns reincarnated.
Damn, tossing him.
I'm seeing the toss now. That's we're like 2 seconds, maybe.
Yeah, I'm a little bit ahead of you. I've been trying to write it out and like not comment till I hear you, but like the action's picking up so much.
That's
and
fine.
like just when I talk about Tank, I don't know how long he's gonna be around. He goes through this whole sequence that just really impresses, shows off the athleticism.
I feel like no disrespect to Hank, but Tank is definitely the guy that seems to have a little more star potential out of this group.
Yeah. Definitely more personality coming out.
More personality. He's got a better moveset, it looks like.
You can see from interviews that he brings it out of Hank, but
yeah,
Tank just has it more naturally.
I felt that way like with Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins for a long time. And I feel like Angelo Dawkins, though, after years and years, is finally starting to shine as well, though, too.
Yeah, if Hank and Tank had started at a time when Evolve was around, I feel like Evolve would have helped them out. I could even see them going to Evolve and being like on the upper level of the tag division down there.
All right, Frazier and Hank battling it out.
This has been a better match than I expected. Going in, I know we thought it was the Hardys, and when we heard Hank and Tank, it didn't impress as much. Well, I feel like they're going all out in this match.
Oh, for sure. I mean, part of it is, Axiom and Nathan Frazier are just so good.
Shit.
Oh, man, what I'm about to watch. It is. Oh, shit.
See what I mean? It is hard not to react to that. That makes it just that much sadder that this team isn't going to be around much longer. Nathan Frazier had the blind tag there.
Yeah, I see a splash. I see Nathan. I'm seeing Nathan on the ropes right now.
Ooh.
A 450 splash. And Hank, he won't be denied. Not tonight. Hank's still in there. Axiom takes care of Tank. Nathan Frazier now. He's got Hank. Hank says, wait a minute. I'm big and I'm strong. Watch this. Throws him in the corner. Eats a boot, though.
Oh, here's an
Catches a
interesting
super kick.
crossover for
Oh,
you. I meant to mention that I saw this week. So you know how I've had the recent interest in Magic the Gathering, and I saw
yes.
there is a convention, PAX East, coming around, and
Hmm.
it seems like Kenny Omega and Adam Cole are going to be somehow involved with the Magic the Gathering booth there.
Mm.
It's mainly because there's a Final Fantasy set coming out for Magic.
There
Chevy
you go.
loves PAX East.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought it was interesting to see that they were involved with that. I
Kenny,
almost wanna go now to check it out. I'm excited for this Final Fantasy set coming out for Magic.
Kenny Omega said that if you don't like Magic the Gathering, you can kiss his dick. That's an
Ain't doing
off.
no 4-hour days.
That's an off background joke there. Yeah. Give myself an asthma attack. Hold on here. All
That was
right.
nice. The pollen's up. Dave's fucked.
Mhm. Big shoulder block.
We've been caught by a minor amount of the sickness bug.
Yeah, a little sickness here. All right. I'm seeing Hank getting ready to do his thing.
Damn! Oh shit!
Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh no! He ate that table. Booker T just said, "What?" I like it.
I know. I wish I could hear what Booker said to that. Oh no, man! Oh, jumping into the kick.
Yeah, now I see the kick. See, that's how far we're at. Whatever that is.
I'm gonna say about 2.5 seconds.
Coming
Coming up here, bud? You coming up? Coming to get that love?
oh.
I
Oh wow, interesting.
Who's a good boy? Yeah.
Tank says, "No, I'm not quitting. I ain't done yet."
Oh, fucking landing on his face.
Yeah, let's see that again. Tank won't be denied.
What match do you go to after this hot of a match? Is it ladder match time?
Oh, that might play the best. Yeah, maybe bring it out now.
Because I don't know if you have, unless you do D'Angelo Family Dark State, that could be a nice come down match, and then do the ladder match after that.
So Tank is kind of on his own right now. And looks like Nathan Frazier and Axiom looking for a little double team. Axiom looking for that Spanish fly. Big Tank goes over. And Nathan Frazier now.
Oh, my man woke up just in time.
and Joe lets me know, don't expect that to be it. Because Hank is up.
Spoiler alert.
I think my favorite of the watch along still was our very first one when we were ahead. And at the very end, I knew Punk was there before you guys. And AJ was like, "I'm going to kill you. God damn it."
Oh, the level of disappointment in that. The amount of technical difficulties we've had to learn to live with on these live watch alongs. Eventually, you just kind of learn. You put up with it.
Yeah.
As best you can. Oh, lands on his feet. Dave's just seeing it now.
I'm seeing it right now. Right there. Big sidewalk boss man slam. Oh, Tank takes out Axiom, but he's not done. Tag. Oh, Joe, you're going to see before I am. We looking at new tag team champions here. What's happening? Hank and Tank take the shirts off. Oh, they smash them. And now, oh, wow, spear power slam combination. Tank. 1, 2, 3. We got new tag team champions, baby. We got it. Hank and Tank.
Dave called that one right. I picked with my heart. I was
I
wrong.
watch the NXT, baby. I watch it all the time. I let me know what's going on.
That'll be good. That'll give him a shot in the arm for a little bit.
Hank is like kind of like a Seth Rogen, huh?
Yeah.
Tank is like Johnny Grunge reincarnated. Now, what do you think here? Is this the end of Faxium?
It's going to be like the start of the end, maybe. You know, maybe this week on TV, they'll disagree about the loss. I don't know if they're going to spearhead it here. Who goes on to be Hank and Tank's first challengers?
Maybe. There's a couple different ways to go at it. You know, the dark side guys are new. They could always do something with that. Oh, they all hug at the end.
Yeah, I was thrown off by that kicking away the handshake there.
Yeah.
And just the look that Nathan Frazier gave Axiom, like, oh man, is this where the descent's going to be on a handshake?
Mm-hmm. You know who I like as a team? I can't remember his first name, but it's Josh Briggs and Imamura.
Yeah, they're a good team. I've seen them a couple times here. I feel like we're going to be getting a lot of commercials with six matches on this card.
Yeah. What was that, match 2?
Yeah.
So 4 more.
SummerSlam in New Jersey this year.
Yep, I think we're probably I think our 4 o'clock estimation was pretty good.
Yeah, I think that should be about right. Hopefully we come in a little under, but even if we don't.
Yeah.
I like this commercial for 2K25 here. Game's still going strong.
All right, we got here Tiffany Stratton. Interesting. Like this woman is just made for this, huh?
Yeah. I remember when she first came around, I didn't think much about it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and it was that Deadline show that we saw her at that she really stood out.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she went to the main roster, she took off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she has a look. Obviously, she's a good-looking girl, you know, super fit, but then also just able to do a lot of great athletic things in the ring. And I think that's the big thing.
Yeah, and that's where it's good to bring in some of those, you know, next in line talents, because you get those athletic people that
look like $1 million bucks.
Been into wrestling, and you know, some of them work out. Tiffany Stratton, Hank and Tank seem to be working out. This match with her and Charlotte really took off once they had that disagreement on TV.
What do you think? What's the next match here? I say it's either the D'Angelo family or the ladder match.
I want to say D'Angelo family.
Okay.
You know, we need a bit of a come down after that big match.
What else we got on this card here?
You got
the Women's World Title.
Championship.
And Obafemi defending the world title. So we got 2 world title matches and then the vacant North American belt and the D'Angelo family Dark Side 6-man. So yeah, it's got to be. I would say the women's and the men's world title match would be the two last matches.
That would make sense. Go out on the biggest ones.
It looks like they're ending with the men's world title, but honestly, I think the women's world title might be a little bigger right now.
Yeah, I could see it, especially if. Well, I don't know. If
Javon's going to win, then you probably will close with Javon.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I would make that as well. I don't think that's happening either way, but I just think that would be the bigger moment. So yeah, you would want to close with that. I would agree. The former Baron Corbin is on Busted Open Radio now, and he had a comment about that Tiffany Charlotte mishap, and he said it's always good to have a few lines in your back pocket before you go out to cut, those promos and your face to face. Like be prepared for stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it was Conan on his podcast that said too that they probably, because she seemed like she was ready, and it was like they probably had some writers or something helping her and said, look, Charlotte does this, use this. Yeah.
And it's good, especially for someone that young in the business, to be prepared like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, like, would she know?
Yeah, she could get eaten up. Right. Countdown to WrestleMania, 4:00. So I bet they want to end this right a little before 4, Joe. You're right. And then probably get that countdown, and then,
It definitely makes sense.
When's that Tony Hinchcliffe show happening? Is that tonight or is that tomorrow? Do you know?
I want to say that's tomorrow night after WrestleMania.
Oh, it's after WrestleMania. Damn, that girl is yoked. No, somebody's talking about Tiffany Stratton, who was just I watched about Jordan Grace.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's Jordan Grace.
Yeah, Jordan Grace is ahead of me. Yeah, she is.
She had a good thing before a good video package before the event, talking about people making fun of her weight. And then I believe that's why she changed body-wise. And she is in incredible shape.
Recognize this guy?
Oh, yeah, is that Penn or Teller? Yeah, Penn. I knew it.
Yeah. Interesting, gray hair and stuff. Yeah, I wonder if that's the one I saw. Was that the one where Jordan's talking about her rise and being different and working her butt off, going to the matches, then to the gym, and she talks about I want them to be like everybody. Like, look at the WWE women are killing it, but watch what Jordan Grace is doing over at Impact. And they had footage of her wrestling at Impact too, probably.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, Alexis King.
Interesting crossover here.
Yeah, here's a guy that there's no doubt, and it's not because I would say that everything's so great for him, but he's definitely doing way better than he was in AEW because he was another guy they didn't really do much with at all.
No, and that's surprising. They had like that one good thing right around that time
with the Dark Side episode. Yeah,
and it's
where they could have done something
new to promote him. Ooh, is this a way to get rid of the Heritage Cup?
That would be interesting. That's how we're going to get rid of the Heritage Cup. Oh, and there's Teller. What a Jey Uso shirt.
For a second, I thought it was Gilbert Godfrey, and I was about to lose my mind. I'm like, that dude's been dead for a couple of years.
Yeah.
All right, ladder match up next.
All right. No playing around. Stand by me. Did I tell you about the video I saw where it was like, looks like it was, I didn't watch the show a lot, maybe but like Negan from The Walking Dead. It's like a clip, and I think he's walking by the girl. I think Sarah is her name, and he's just got a smile on his face. But on top it says, "Me walking by my family while they're eating Easter dinner to watch WrestleMania." I was like,
I saw a
"Yep,
different version of that.
yeah."
All right, Thea Hale coming out here.
They have a little bit of a new look, but same energy.
That's what I was wondering, because this is definitely the energy she had in Chase U.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised to hear she came back, because like I thought when Chase U was done, I'm like, oh, where can she go from there?
So they have the two guys. I think one of them might be Finley's kid, who's been trying to get Andre Chase to recreate Chase U.
Yeah.
And he basically said something along the lines, besides the fact it was dead, that his ex-students would be a slap in the face and they wouldn't want that, and he's ruined their lives. And Thea basically stepped in. He said, "You never ruined mine." And she said, "You got my full support." She said, and they said, "Would you be back?" And she said, "No, not for me." She said, "But I'll always have Chase U in my heart." And then it was kind of a way of like ending things, but not like having it, be like Thea's going to go on and actually do her own thing. And she didn't. She won a match to get in here, and here we are. Here's Lola Vice, who neither one of us picked, but I could also see winning.
Yeah, a lot of great women in this match. Zarya, Kalani Jordan, Izzy Dane,
Mm-hmm.
Sol Ruka, Lola Vice, Thea Hale.
Thea Hale vibing to Lola Vice's song.
This could be a show stealer here.
Lola Vice, former MMA athlete. All right, who we got here now? Is this Zarya?
Yeah, looks like it. No, nope. Whoops.
Izzy Dane. Okay. Oh, she's part of that group with Sean Spears.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why it's a little more cryptic and stuff. Yeah.
I know when she first came out and the lights were off, I'm like, oh, right, that looks like Zarya.
Thea Hale. Now, what's her background? Was she an indie wrestler?
No, I wouldn't be surprised if she was another next in line talent.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm going to guess cheerleader.
Got some landscaping people out here making noise. Chill out, people. Don't you know? Do you know what's going on today?
It's the perfect day for it. Let's see what the weather is outside right now. Beautiful Connecticut.
All right.
78 degrees.
She was a gymnast.
Actually, hold on a second, Dave. I'm going to be back in 1 minute.
So also, by the way, she was trying to tell you a story, asshole. All elite wrestler. All right, Kalani Jordan in here now. Former Women's North American champion. She's a great athlete, done a lot of acrobatic stuff. Like, I think you'll see a lot of these women are very acrobatic. There is a few powerhouses like Zarya, who we'll see coming out. So nice blend of like athletic women and powerful women in this. Actually, I would say Zarya is probably the one really big powerhouse. Most of these girls are probably athletic. So Zarya will probably be the base for this match, because we got two more coming in, and that's going to be the partners, Zarya and Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka, very athletic. If you haven't seen her, she says, "All right, here's Zarya." She's been in wrestling for a bit in the Australian. Look at it, there's a UFC light up there too, which is interesting. Maybe it's just a promote. Oh, Zarya and Sol Ruka coming out together, the tag team. Now, Yeah, I mean it's a singles title, so I gotta imagine that Zarya and Soruka. I just don't know. I feel like they're gonna cancel each other out. But it would be interesting to see one of them win this title, and then we get maybe that part of the storyline.
Zarya and Soruka here coming out together.
So, by the way, Thea Hale also wrestled as Kinsley and had wrestled in AEW as enhancement talent on AEW Dark against, also under the ring name Nikita Knight against Thunder Rosa.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Kinsley's her name. Kinsley, she made her debut as Nikita Knight. Okay, interesting. So she was a gymnast, and she had only been wrestling, looks like, for a year.
Starting off hot here. Yeah. A little chaos in the ring. Soruka really showing off that athleticism inside the ring.
Mm-hmm. Is that Soruka? Yeah, Kalani Jordan. Great athleticism.
Zarya on the outside there.
Man, Soruka, she can move.
Yeah, that Soul Snatcher is a heck of a finisher.
Mm-hmm.
Showing some replays of some battling on the outside with the ladder. First ladder makes its way to get set up in the middle of the ring. So, Dave, how much of the WrestleMania pre-show will you pay attention to?
None. I will be getting home right in time to watch it as I sprinkle myself between work, the podcast, and family.
Family just gets to see Dave on the way to WrestleMania.
On the way to WrestleMania, baby. In between. My stepdaughter, actually, she wants to go to her boyfriend's house tomorrow. And I said, what time you want to be there? She said 6. So I could drop you off for 6. Said, not going to give you a ride home, though.
Yeah, your ass is out. Cody Rhodes is defending against John Cena.
We need to know what's going on here. And she's like, well, I don't know what time I'm leaving. I'm like, yeah, best of luck to you.
Dave gave her the advice, stay as long as you need.
Yeah. I'm sure all of you will figure something out.
Undertaker show tonight at the Fountain Blue. Yeah, we talk about a lot of the side events, but they've got the Undertaker one-man show, Roast of WrestleMania tomorrow night with Tony Hinchcliffe.
Well, Joe, I'll ask you for a spoiler because I've been meaning to check it out, and I don't think I'm going to have time, but maybe you know who is the new TNA International Champion.
I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry, it's been quite the weekend with trying to catch up on certain shows. TNA is just the one I haven't yet. And I feel like I listened to a post recap on it too, because I'm a post Patreon member. Mm-hmm. And they are doing like reviews of each day of the weekend.
Yeah. Fascinating.
Yeah. I've been editing videos. I've been spreading myself thin.
Well, I had picked Eric Young and Steve Macklin to win their three-way matches, and they did.
Oh, one thing I meant to tell you, I was listening to Post, and John Pollock did the same thing you did, where when he was looking at the thing, he was like, all right, AJ Francis versus 2 unannounced people. And his co-host had to be like, no, it's the guys from the other matches. It was just funny. I heard it.
Oh, yeah. All right. Mike Santana and the Hardys won. I did not pick them. Joe Henry and Ross. I did know that, actually. Callahan. Okay, so this was the only one I didn't. No, that was actually the main event. That's the only thing I didn't know. Yeah, Steve Macklin, actually, which was my original pick, and I canceled out on it because I figured him and Eric Young would cost each other. But no, he beat Eric Young and AJ Francis. Steve Macklin is the inaugural TNA International Champion. So
wow, I
good
thought it was
for
going
him.
to be AJ Francis. I don't know who I picked, but I think I picked AJ Francis.
That's who I picked. So, but yeah, well, not gonna happen. Go fall off the top rope again, you clumsy motherfucker.
I've heard a lot about this Minoru Suzuki versus Butterbean match from WrestleCon, so I kind of want to check that out as well.
That happened this year. I saw somebody I didn't even click on it. I assumed that was old.
No, I believe it was late. It had to have been late in the show. Because
that guy was in a wheelchair within the last year, Butterbean. He was DDP yoga got him walking again, essentially.
Oh wow.
Yeah. His back was super hunched over. Nah, Kalani. Ain't your time, girl. Who's that? Thea Hale on top now?
No.
Oh, no, that's Lola.
Lola.
So Ruka coming over here.
This ladder match really feels like it's moving along quick.
Chevy talking about Butterbean. Yeah, he was. He was in horrible shape. Apparently, he was involved in a pro wrestling match.
Oh, Tank Abbott and Don Fry came out during Bloodsport.
Bloodsport, yeah, they were honored. They weren't doing anything.
Yeah, no, they weren't fighting. They just had a moment where they were honoring some fighters, and I really like that Bloodsport presentation. The more that, as far as a wrestling fan, I don't mind the work shoot aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
You've almost got those Pride intros. I imagine if you're like solely an MMA fan or more of an MMA fan than wrestling, it might seem a bit corny, especially when you get to things like all the suplexes. Maybe a suplex here or there would make sense.
Oh, the hell. Or Izzy Dame, excuse me.
Yeah, just leveled her with that kick.
Here comes Kalani. Oh, Izzy Dame. Izzy Dame working more of a power style, huh?
Yeah, she's I've paid less attention to her in NXT.
Yeah, she's not one of my focus. Oh, power bomb off the ladder. I'm impressed with her performance here.
Yes, thank you to everybody tuning in today. Chevy, appreciate you watching us.
Yeah, Randy popped in for a bit too. Shout out to Randy Osga.
Yeah, we definitely do these watch-alongs because we're taking advantage of that, WrestleMania weekend, trying to boost our numbers all around because we figure if you like pro wrestling, you'll tune in. Maybe you'll check out our MMA show that Dave and Chevy do as well.
What about Jimmy Evans? Is he in the comments?
Oh, he's petting cats, looking at porn, I bet.
Missed that guy.
Yeah.
Huge fan in the beginning. Jimmy walks so we can all run.
Yeah, we got some interesting fans in those early TikTok days. Some people that stuck around. Jess, John Hawkins, Jim Lewis. But you got your Jimmy Evans and your others.
Jimmy Evans was before TikTok even though. He was.
Was he? Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was like very beginning. He was like Twitter, we just see him pop up on.
Oh yeah, he might be dead.
I think I found him alive, but I think we ran him off. I think because he was kind of weird and we kind of made a few jokes. We were young.
I could see 100% doing that.
Yeah, I think like in retrospect, we were young and made some mistakes.
We bullied some fans.
we alienated a couple in the beginning. We've learned from our mistakes. Thea Hale with a chicken wing. Boom. Izzy Dame. Here comes the rest of the goon squad here.
I don't like heights, so I'm nervous as fuck looking at Thea Hale reaching. She's got no chance.
Yeah, trying to get that. Oh, no.
Fuck that.
You can see I'm still at a point where she's looking down. Oh, Zara going to throw her off, but Thea going to jump on them people. There you go, Thea. Thea Hale. Knock him down.
I hurt my ass.
Let's see this landing here, reverse. They did a pretty good job catching her. A lot of people out there. I would hope they catch her.
Yeah, imagine if she just went straight over their heads.
Now, here's the other person that was like my second pick, but I was like, nah, I got to go Thea.
Yeah, I want to say it was between Zarya and Thea Hale. And I was
like, it was, yeah. I picked Thea because I just felt Zarya and the tag team would to be no point, you know. But here's your pick. Kalani Jordan.
Yeah, don't embarrass me in front of my friends.
This
Stop her in the face.
This would tie us up.
Oh no, wrong face, bitch.
Oh, Ruka. That's her partner. That's her friend. That's her friend.
This has been a good event, but I can't lie. I can't wait to get outside for a little bit. Dave can't wait to feel that breeze coming in through the box truck window.
Talk to my family. I had a hornet sneaking today, though. I had a few cuss words when that happened. I was like, ah! Mother effer.
I was going to say, he used the F word, and we're not talking about friend.
Oh.
Had to clean that one up a bit for the people.
Kalani. Battle with soul, but here's Zarya. I know what we're all thinking. Thea, hey, where you at, girl? Don't embarrass me.
Total Vice is like, fuck you.
Total Vice is like, y'all must have forgot my name.
I don't like where this is going.
Total Vice with that guillotine choke. Zarya, girl, you know what you got to do.
Is Zarya going to get that title with her on her back? I imagine the fucking fall backwards off the top of that ladder.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
All right, no, she came down. That's good. Okay. I expected that to be much worse.
Right. Zarya must have been like, I'll kill this bitch. We can't do it this way. Oh, here's Kalani. You've already seen it. Oh. Kalani's like, this is my time.
Get this other ladder the fuck out of here.
I mean, it's not a bad pick. It makes sense, but I just felt like she already had this title. But
so Ruka showing why she deserves to be in there. I know, buddy. I know.
But where's Thea Hale? Where's Thea Hale? My God, Thea Hale, where are you, girl? Sorry, I gets booted in the face. She comes back for more. Catches Kalani Jordan. My God, Kalani, she's up in the air. Oh, she's going back at the rest of these people and Thea Hale, too. Wait a minute, we're down to the partners. Zarya and Ruka.
Who is going to deceive who to get that championship?
Ruka's about to say, you picked the wrong girl. It was me.
All right, they realize there's dissension here.
We got to do it. We got to fight. Now's our time. Let's do it. Let's kiss.
I know. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
I was joking that you're a couple seconds ahead. And I was like,
yeah, that's what it felt like it was building to there for a second.
Like, is Vince back? What the hell is this?
Now we got fucking headbutts.
I'm throwing punches. And Howard had headbutts.
Holy shit.
Oh. The athleticism of Sol Ruka. Oh, God. What a bump. Oh, I hope that ladder stays. Bless her heart. It does. Oh, look at Zarya. What a partner. Oh, Izzy Day.
Modern day draws here. This bitch about to have the coolest wheelie chair ever.
Oh.
Soul Snatcher just in time.
Yeah, flattens out Izzy Day. Flattens out Thea. Hey, on my other pick, how could you do this to me? Sol Ruka won't be denied. Can't be denied. It's her time. Joe, you're already there. I know you are. Here it is. Sol Ruka shutting me and Joe down. Remember my name.
She would have been my pick, but I thought there was no way. You know, she's crazy athletic, so she definitely shows out. But I was like, no, it's going to be a little bit of time before she gets it. But no. She won that match. Even Chevy enjoyed that match.
Yeah.
You know, it's got to be quite the match to impress somebody that doesn't watch all the time.
Yeah, good stuff. A lot of great athleticism.
All right, so after that, we got to be getting D'Angelo Family Dark State, right?
Yeah, unless they're trying to space out the world title matches.
Yeah, do the women's then the men's, perhaps. I don't know. I don't see the women's match going before Dark State, though. Yeah, it just feels like too big a match. Or even the men's match. I don't know. It's hard to call.
We've had 2 titles change hand now. Tag title and the Women's North American Championship.
Do we see any more titles change hands?
My predictions would say no, but we'll find out. Who did you pick in the women's title match?
I picked Stephanie Vaquer as well.
Okay, so we agreed on that one.
Yeah. I wonder how many wrestling fans are going out of their way for NXT today. You know,
it's hard to say with so much
time.
Yeah, so much going on, you know.
And I mean, I would think if we weren't doing this live watch along, we wouldn't have watched this live at all.
I probably would have had it on in my truck and I was doing some stores.
Yeah, I probably would have had it on while I was cleaning up around the house and doing, you know, video editing. If you want to see us talk about this documentary, we discussed it this week on the show. We could talk about it a little more here. I really enjoyed the documentary. I thought it was really well done. I'd like to hope that based off the success of this one, we get more of these. I don't know if you want to call it found footage or just release some backstage footage from different things that they've, you know, videotaped over the years.
Yeah.
It really took me back to that time frame because I remember being young and really being blown away by that main event. Now that I see it years later, it is kind of a disappointment. But this was a WrestleMania that looked so much different than anything else at that time.
Yeah, put this toga on, JR. You're going to look good in a toga.
All right, Chevy, thank you for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully you're enjoying some of that sunshine out there. Yeah, Stephanie McMahon. She is competing with us in the podcast sphere. Starting off big with Dana White. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, well, wait till we get Danny White on the show. All right, Danny White, great guy. Knows his wrestling.
I mean, at this point, I think we could only get John White. And
probably get John White. Yeah, we actually know a John White. I made up a name. And I'm like, yeah.
I know, I heard that. I'm like, we know a White. we know plenty of Whites.
We do plenty of Whites.
All right, it looks like the ladies' match is next, maybe? Am I reading too much into it?
Well, they're showing the ladies.
I don't know. Got me excited in a totally platonic way. It's been a while since we did a watch long. I think this one's going to be a little bit more fun than WrestleMania, only because we know this is like a couple hour show max. I feel like for WrestleMania night, we'll be putting our work in near the end.
Oh, yeah.
When we're tired.
For sure.
Easter dinner.
Again, shepherd's pie this year, by the way. Yeah. Not traditional, but I was all right with that. Yeah.
I will be working shortly before. Somebody at work is bringing us this dish that has like egg, bacon. I want to say sausage in it for tot, he calls it. It's supposed to be pretty good.
I thought you were going to bring some Spanish shit.
He's made it in past years. It's definitely good. It's kind of wild, though. WrestleMania's on Easter weekend this year. A little bit of a pain in the ass, but not the worst.
I'm preparing a YouTube short real quick. I'm going to see if I can send one out and share this live, and maybe we'll see a few more people jump on.
Shit, my man doing it. Yeah, 1 of 2 live watch-alongs. Please, if you enjoy what we're doing, check out our social media. We've got videos going up on TikTok, YouTube. I'll be putting one out later just to give Dave a heads up. I got a picture of tonight's card. So I'm going to do a quick short, just posting that later. Just so we avoid any crossover.
Looks like we are getting Darkseid and the Angel family next.
Shit. Dark State showing out huge here.
Dark State, yeah. Sorry, Darkseid.
You're about to call him Darkness after this.
I got a nice photo of Kerry Von Erich. Heaven needed a champion.
Oh, speaking of something crazy. So I woke up yesterday morning to Theo Vaughn interviewing Kevin Von Erich.
Whoa. Whoa.
It felt like half of a dream for a moment.
Wow.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to that episode fully, but it was definitely an interesting pick for Theo Vaughn's podcast.
Yeah, I wouldn't have saw that. I mean, he's an interesting guy because of all the tragedies his family's had, so yeah. I'm sure that became a big thing.
But he doesn't do a ton of podcast interviews, so I was surprised to see that.
All right, Joe, I'm going to go put the finishing touches on this bad boy. I shall return.
Yeah, you do your business, bro. My man's going outside to catch some sun. Don't let him deceive you. Yeah, it's really nice weather out today. We were debating whether or not we should do this, but, you know, the WrestleMania weekend, you got to do what you got to do. And especially, we were interested in this card either way. You know, if Joey Janela's spring break wasn't so late at night, that would have been an interesting watch along. If Bloodsport wasn't so late on a Thursday, that would have been an interesting one I would have enjoyed doing. But let us know in the comments what shows you've watched this weekend, what matches have stood out to you. We're going to take a quick commercial break here because we got some time between matches. And I would like to highlight some authors that we've interviewed. Author Ray Lopez presents Lockup, professional wrestling in our world. Lockup dives headfirst into the colorful world of professional wrestling. Explore the iconic characters, careers, matches, history, and families, and delve into the bizarre and fascinating entwining of professional wrestling and film, television, football, politics, gender, and race. Pre-orders are available now on Amazon.com or at MascotBooks.com. This is the perfect gift for the wrestling fan in your life. Pick up a copy today on Amazon.com or at MascotBooks.com.
Read about the Northern Wrestling Federation in the book presented by Russellville.com, The Pro Wrestling Vault, Volume 2. Hear the story of Roger Ruffin, the man who trained Carl Anderson, the Monster Abyss, Jordan Clearwater, Chris Harris, and Jillian Hall.
Plus 45 other short stories including Jazz, Bobby Eaton, Kamala, Thunder Rosa, Mario Mancini, Scott Casey, PJ Black, Kerry Morton, Sal Renaro, Jeremiah Plunkett, Colby Carino, Bam Bam Malone, and many others.
Get your book today at Russellville.com. Russellville. It's where wrestling lives.
Hey fans, it's the man they call Dave with producer Joe, and you probably know us as the commentary team for New Heights Pro Wrestling, but when we're not doing that, we got a podcast.
That is the Working Fans Podcast, where we talk pro wrestling, comedy, MMA, and so much more.
And tell them about that signature segment.
Oh, you talk about the 531?
You know I am.
That is a homegrown creation that has been our namesake. And if you want to know our namesake, we got Chevy, AJ Strange Brew, as well as the two of us.
And why don't you go to our channel, like, subscribe, show us some love.
Rate, review, all of it. Great video package here. They're covering the John Cena heel turn. You know, arguably one of the biggest things about WrestleMania. You know, Charlotte and Tiffany definitely raised interest in their program after their back and forth. But I don't know what it is about this year's WrestleMania that feels more exciting than others. Is it because the fact that we've had better storytelling? You don't have Vince in there as much, and you're having the more cohesive stories carry through over a year. You've got the huge stars. You've got the spectacle of this being Cena's retirement tour as well. I really can't wait for that match tomorrow night. I might have to catch up on SmackDown to see what the man called Dave saw in this promo that's making him think it's Cena. Thank you to everybody that's joined us on this midday watch along. This has been quite a good WrestleMania weekend. I enjoyed what I saw of Bloodsport, enjoyed what I've seen of the WrestleCon Super Show. NXT Stand and Deliver has been great. I'm going to check out some Joey Janela Spring Break later. A lot of wrestling in this weekend. This is going to be the kind of thing where even with the podcast, I don't know what wrestling I'll be watching this following week. I'll probably catch up with things. You know, I'm sure next week's episode is going to be a lot of review of these shows. D'Angelo family making their way out here. I've heard talk of predicting a double cross in this match. We'll see if that ends up happening. D'Angelo family has been one of those acts that I believe they started in the NXT 2.0 time, and just seeing them get featured like this is wild. I remember when they started, I thought it was maybe a tad too cartoony. And then they've gone on to be one of those big factors. Tony D'Angelo has held titles. Luca Crucifino appeared on an episode of Evolve that we've talked about. Didn't watch Evolve this week because there was just too much going on work-wise, and obviously we wanted to focus on, doing this episode for the weekend. We wanted to review WrestleMania 1. We wanted to talk about that WrestleMania 9 documentary. We wanted to preview WrestleMania nights 1 and 2, talk about Bloodsport. So much wrestling to watch. So D'Angelo family in the ring, Dark State making their entrance now. It's been a couple weeks since I've watched NXT, so I'm not as familiar with these guys. And I like that this fight is starting out in the, entrance here. Okay, D'Angelo cornered in the ring here. Going to take them all on himself. Breaks down to 2 guys in the ring with D'Angelo. Has the man called Dave posted his short yet? Don't rush him. My man does what he does. Tell us, Tito Santana or Ron Simmons?
Yeah, baby. Look, so I had Ron Simmons and Kerry Von Erich, and I would have been here a little sooner, but I don't know what side. I was looking for like 10 name titles. I was going to try to switch it up a little bit. And I said, Ron Simmons, Kerry, who's better wrestler? You know the first video that came up? Ron Simmons, Kerry Von Erich, Working Fans Podcast, YouTube Shorts. We had over 1,100 views already on it. I was like, well, I'm not redoing that one. So somehow I missed that one. And I said, all right, well, it's going to take a little bit, but Tito, you out there? You're a good worker.
Former guest of the show, Tito Santana, wrestled
You're
on
damn right.
the first match at WrestleMania 1.
That's right, against the Executioner, a.k.a. Playboy Buddy Rose.
That was almost a lost opportunity, forgetting to ask him about that. But it's one of those things. You get an interview with somebody, and there's so many things you want to talk to them about.
Mm-hmm.
Tito
there's certain things I looked like afterwards. That was something I thought about when I saw that too. Yeah. All right, now who's doing the beating up here? Oh,
I have no idea.
Get out of his face.
I haven't been watching
Dion Lennox
NXT lately, so I'm not as familiar with the Dark State guys.
Dark State. Now, this is the guy who was the bookworm nerd for a little while, so I'm pretty sure that's Dion Lennox. Guy was like super into books, and oh man, one of the girls would always like talk to him as a friend, and he would try to help her out with Ashante.
Ooh, I don't know if I remember that time frame.
You blocked it out.
Dark State working good together as a team.
Yeah, they got some good moves here.
I don't know if they work together as good as First String, but
New Heights Wrestling standouts. We're not doing that. We got a podcast, baby.
Yeah, we do call some pro wrestling in our free time. New Heights Wrestling, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, hashtag NHW Pro.
Big power moves here. Tony D'Angelo wants that tag, baby. He wants that tag.
Chomping at the bit to get in there.
Oh, here comes Shannon Stacks.
All right, we're seeing that look on D'Angelo's face.
Well, he went to help out, and then. So again, so I talked about that dissension, Joe.
To me, it just makes sense team wise. One guy goes to take care of somebody,
Mm-hmm.
somebody else gets up there ready to get that tag in there. Okay, we got the face off here for a second.
Shannon Stacks Lorenzo on fire.
Oh,
Oh. The big man there looks like Osiris. Tony D'Angelo does not look like he's too concerned. It's kind of funny because I thought Stack Lorenzo, when I was talking about this, might be the guy who ends up turning on his team here.
you think it could be Tony now?
Yeah, I'm suspicious of Tony, yeah.
I was saying while you were working on the short, this is one of those teams that survived over from NXT 2.0. They felt very cartoonish at first, but as time has gone on, they've really kind of solidified their place in NXT. Tony D'Angelo winning some championships.
Decent matches, the fans are there, love them. They stay true, they might be a little bit over the top of that character, but they play it straight the whole time. And even now, look, D'Angelo has not changed his emotion, and his partner there is, very emotional on the outside.
Yeah, D'Angelo is almost looking like Stax is getting what he deserves, making his way in there. Lucas still selling that beatdown on the outside. This Dark State team has been vicious.
Getting some time here, too. Let's see here. Yeah, Arias Griffin is that one guy who has his name on the back of his trunk, so smart on him. So in here now would be Shaquan Sugars.
All right, we got the roast of WrestleMania. Announcing the tickets in the corner there.
Yeah.
That'd be something. It'd be cool if it made its way out at some point. I know they said they're not filming it, but a lot of WWE stuff gets filmed. And I feel like just the level of anticipation for, what will that be? Especially for people not going, they're like, who's going to show up? Like, what wrestlers will be there? How wild will it get? Will there be Vince jokes?
I think there are going to be definitely jokes about Vince.
It'd be hard to stay away from it.
Look at her outside. Oh, here comes D'Angelo. Okay.
Yeah, finally making his way in here.
Tony belly to belly suplexed everybody out of their boots here. Spine busters. Tony's got some good offense, huh?
Ho!
I think Tony's about to throw some people here. There we go.
Heck of a throw across the ring there. Oh, shit.
Oh, they go flying.
Luca Cristofino, definitely athletic there.
Oh, here comes Arias. Makes the tag.
Looks like trouble for Tony in the ring.
Dion Lennox. Jackhammer. Tony not denied. Ooh. Oh. The rest of the family gets in here.
Everybody's struggling to get to their feet in the ring here. And it's breaking down.
They're about to have a fight here. Here we go, everybody. That's wild. It's lefts. It's rights. Everybody. D'Angelo family. Doc State.
He hit him with the post. He ran him into the post.
Uh-huh.
Ow, off the top rope.
Uh-huh. Rizzo.
Oh, shit. So close.
Oh, no. You ain't beat my man O'Reilly like that.
All right, they're going heavy on that dissension in this match. Tony D'Angelo just looks disappointed.
Oh, we got the crowbar.
Oh, shit. 2 crowbars. They're about to murder these dudes. Oh.
Shannon's like, listen, man, I want to kill him. Shannon's like, that's not what we doing, man. We're trying to win a match.
You don't take a man's crowbar.
Oh, the ascension.
Caught it upside the head there, it looks like. Recovered well.
Oh, yeah.
Ow!
Oh, Tony back in. Oh, wow.
I thought for sure that was going to be the end of it there.
Me too. Huh?
All right.
This might be good for you, Joe.
Shit. All right, this match is definitely impressing more than I expected it to.
Yeah. This has been wild. Chaotic. Oh. He got the crowbar. Referee's like, we can't do this.
Ref distracted. All right, Stack's in there with the crowbar. Tony's not happy. Got that fucking crowbar? Big slam.
Spine buster.
Tension's building here.
They hug again. They love each other. This is beautiful.
Turns his back. All right, gives up the crowbar. Interesting. But does he give up the hate?
He doesn't give up the hate. He kicked her right in the nuts. Oh, God.
That's the
how
best
can you do this?
shot I've seen in a while.
D'Angelo.
This looks like it's the end of the D'Angelo family. If it's not the end, it's definitely... They're going to have questions on Tuesday. The straps come down. Power bomb.
Come on, man, Sugars. Boom!
Hey, Dave was right on that one.
Yeah.
I feel like you're winning on picks here.
Yeah, for this show.
All right, Dave, I'm going to step out quickly again for a second. Be right
That's
back.
all right, baby. Dark State gets the big victory. You know, like I said, I just feel like they were building this dissension with the D'Angelo family. We obviously saw it here. And hey, you know, good show so far, by the way. So it's 2:45, and we got 2 world title matches left. I'm going to say we're going to come in just under an hour, is my guess. I think the women's match will be next, is my guess. Although, personally, I'd like to see the men's match next. I think the women should main event. I just feel like they have a stronger match. Shannon stacks Lorenzo with a low blow on Tony D'Angelo. And we'll see these two, I imagine, feuding next. And I'll be interested to see where Shannon goes now that he'll be on his own, solo. And Dark State, I wonder what would be next for these guys. Perhaps tag titles. I was thinking about what's next for Dark State. I could see them taking the titles off of Hank and Tank.
Yeah, that could be. They've definitely got some momentum,
Mm-hmm.
especially seemingly breaking up the D'Angelo family. That would be an interesting next step for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another WrestleMania commercial.
And I was saying it's 2:47, and we have 2 matches left. But I think between entrances and everything, we're probably going to go just under 4, is my guess.
Thank you to everybody that's tuned in today.
Peacock. Now they got I think they have another negotiation coming up soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think WWE's too concerned though. I feel like they have plenty of bidders that would get this tape library and air their premium live events, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if Netflix made a play to get all the WWE stuff, but WWE seems to like to kind of diversify where they put their stuff, like how you see, you know, NXT's on CW, you got USA has SmackDown. Tubi has Evolve.
Yeah, I mean, Raw is on a big streaming platform. USA cable for SmackDown, and then CW is technically a network show, so that's where you have your NXT. So there it is, diversified.
Evolve has a commercial running here.
Yeah,
you know, and Peacock still has a lot of the catalog. So
a ton of the catalog and the main premium line events. I mean, they got WrestleMania, you know.
Yeah, somebody at work the other night, not a wrestling fan, was asking how much is WrestleMania now, and I'm like, it's free if you have Peacock.
Right.
See all the stuff at the WrestleMania Superstore, all the events around WrestleMania. Now, I've been to a WrestleMania weekend, but did nothing around WrestleMania. I went to, you know, a lot of the indie shows around New Orleans and Orlando a few years ago. I think the closest we got to WrestleMania was an NXT takeover show.
Hank and Tank getting interviewed here.
It's interesting getting to feature them as champions. Maybe we'll get some idea of who they could be going up against.
Yeah, I think, besides Faxium, if they're still going to, maybe do a rematch there, then Dark State would be a combination of them would be possibly what's next. Because if you want to learn credibility, right, you really put some titles on them.
Yeah. Maybe no quarter catch crew, but I feel like, with that win, you gave Dark State a little bit of momentum.
Also, speaking of no quarter catch crew, because you had talked about Bloodsport earlier.
Yes.
Karrion Kross was in that Andre Battle Royal last night, and Wade Barrett actually referenced Karrion Kross picking up a big win at Bloodsport last night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Bloodsport getting a mention on SmackDown as well.
I want to say I had heard on Post Wrestling that there wasn't a lot of WWE shouting out Bloodsport. So it's interesting to hear that. It was before that, obviously.
No, Barnett always said that anything, no matter what, whether you're watching WrestleMania, you're watching these independent shows, bring that same energy, and support pro wrestling.
Yeah, plenty of chances, especially in Vegas this weekend, to support it. 4 big women in this match.
Yeah, I had a feeling we were doing this next.
It almost feels like too much. Like it would have been a fine 3-way.
Yeah, I guess Julia must have been back from the injury, and they felt like, what, bring her in, try to make this bigger.
Yeah, you get a lot of people on the card with it, but a 4-way in this match, a 3-way in the main event match, it feels like a bit much. But I'm sure these matches are going to show us why these are going to be impressive.
Jada Parker is the kind of wild card here, She's the one that doesn't have the same experience as these other women.
Yeah, she's been, coming up great in NXT, been making a name for herself. But yeah, she is that like next level below everyone.
Yeah, she's interesting though, just because, she does have this kind of personality. And like I said, they did a great video package on her. She's got some fire. She's got a look. I could definitely see her being a star.
Yeah, the real question in this is, do you give it to the homegrown talent or one of these other women that have made their name elsewhere and are coming in? Either way, Jada Parker is going to look big competing with all these women.
I'm just looking up her Wikipedia profile, America's most trusted news source. And she debuted October 28, 2022. So that's correct. She's not even quite in her full 3rd year yet. Oh, they talked about this in this preview they did on NXT. She actually comes from a soccer background.
Probably another one of those next in line talents. It just shows you that no matter what sport they come from, these women or these athletes can make a name for themselves.
Yeah, just looking there at some commercials. Yeah, so she's pretty much been an NXT talent.
So between these two matches, which match do you think is going to impress us more? Will it be the women's match? Will it be that men's match?
It could go either way, but I'll go with the women. Just because of the level of experience here with 3 out of the 4 women. Did you know Jada Parker is also the cousin of Jason Caffey, who played for the Chicago Bulls in the 1990s?
No, I did not realize that.
Things you learn. Wikipedia, baby. Legitimacy. Another thing from SmackDown tonight, Randy Orton did say that he's looking for an opponent still, and he doesn't care who it is. that he will be ready. And I don't care if it's anyone in the company or around here, but he's like, I'm looking for my 20th match, and I am going to be ready. So, and I think he said it on Sunday night. So look for Randy Orton to have some kind of match Sunday, whether it's Solo Sikoa, whether it's Nick Aldis, you know.
I was going to say it would make sense for Sunday night because tonight is just such a stacked lineup.
Yeah.
Like
I hope it's Nick Aldis. I don't know if he's going to do it, but man, I'd like to see that.
That would be some shit. You know, the way TV lined up the other week, it seemed like it was going to be Solo. But, you know, I was talking to my brother about it. My brother's super excited for WrestleMania. You know, I asked him what match, and he said there's not one match in particular because he hasn't watched a ton of wrestling lately.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just checking out the spectacle that is the show. And then I sent him tonight's card, and he was blown away by how stacked it was.
Julia, what quite an impressive entrance there, huh?
Yeah, got the get up and everything, you know. This is a
see the UFC light in the background?
Yep, I noticed that earlier.
Yeah. Any word on why they went with Easter this weekend, like for WrestleMania this year?
Not sure.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Here comes Jada Parker, who has that that font there. It reminds me of a video game. What am I thinking of, Joe?
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto, yep. So,
yeah, even if
Jordan
Jada
Grace
Parker doesn't win this match, it's going to elevate her to being in that main event level. It's going to put her among those top contenders in this ladies division.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big opportunity for her. People checking out my Tito Ron Simmons short.
Nice. Hopefully some of them migrate over here.
That's the only thing. I don't know if anyone did, but whatever. Take what we get.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if people just tuned in for the short because as you've seen from the shorts, people love debating those matchups, taking one wrestler against another, one. Sometimes they say it's not fair that you make them choose between one or the other.
Yeah, disrespectful. Because you disrespect them. Stephanie Vaca. What a good run she's had, huh?
Yeah, came into the company strong, had that title. You know, it's weird because Julia seemed to have a little start and stop with that injury, but Stephanie Vaquer has been like almost that steady presence since she got here.
Yeah, I think the injury they thought was going to be longer, and so they put the title on Stephanie, but Julia's back already. But now I think it's just more momentum for Stephanie. They're like, okay, well, she's here, she's ready. Let's keep this going.
And I mean, propping up an already huge women's division.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could argue that you didn't need to bring in Vaquer, Julia, or Zarya to like make this division bigger than it was. Or
yeah, some of them could be main roster talent. You know?
Yeah, but then you've got like these three women propping up an already big division. And I think they're really making a statement with this Stand and Deliver event. You know, most women on an event for NXT, showing where they're kind of setting the standard for women's wrestling here.
All right, we see everybody in the ring. Now 3 p.m.
got to think if the WrestleMania pre-show starts at 4, this would end just before that. You would hope.
Yeah, you'd think, but it could go a few minutes over. You never know.
Yeah, because typically, from my experience, if you're going to like a WrestleMania weekend, sometimes the indie shows can have a little overlap.
Yeah.
You know, it can make it tough if you're getting from like a WrestleCon Super Show to a Blood Sport.
Jordan Grayson seems kind of emotional on her face. Yeah. Big opportunity though. Big stage for her.
Yeah, and if you think about it, I mean, she's transformed her body over the years. She's always been a great talent, but to finally make it here, could this be her time? And to be in the ring with Julia and Stephanie Vaquer, two other hugely established names.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it would be tremendous if Jordan Grace won the title here. You know.
Maybe that's why it's interesting that it's a 4-way. There's so many opportunities that these ladies could get.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously, Vaquer and Julia, two good picks. You know, two big names coming in.
It's funny because I favor like Julia and Vaquer here, but when I think of who's more likely to be a WrestleMania main eventer right now, I think of Jordan Grace.
Oh yeah, she could definitely stand, you know, with anybody on that main roster.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting matchups. You know, this getting the title in this position could really make Jada Parker if she ended up with it.
Yeah. I think Stephanie and Jordan both just have a bigger presence because of their size and personality, but at the same time, Stephanie and Julia are both just such good workers. And like you said, it's a great opportunity for Jada, especially. Oh. See Julia and Stephanie kind of working as a tag team here a little bit.
Yeah, action moving fast and furious now for a second.
Oh, now Stephanie tries to get a pin on Julia. Julia is American Japanese, is that?
Yes.
Yes. And Stephanie's from Chile.
And so we got a real multinational match here.
Mm-hmm.
Jada Parker interrupting there for a second.
I got some cookies from Stop and Shop that I'm just thinking about right now. Totally unrelated.
It's one of those tough things with these watch-alongs sometimes because, you know, you commit yourself to sitting down for the event in front
for
of
3 hours, yeah.
And it's like, I've been thinking about just getting outside for a second.
Just like, oh, I want them cookies. I crammed in a burger right before I got on. I was like,
that is a smart move.
30 minutes to go. I made a burger, can of corn, put my TV in here, and set up this room. I was like, we got time.
Yeah, these watch-alongs are fun, but they're definitely a commitment, and they're definitely something you gotta ready yourself for. You know, because you never know how many people are going to tune in, but for the people that are tuning in, you want to make it interesting.
Yeah, I think the WrestleMania ones, you know, we always get a little more people and bigger events. NXT are kind of hit or miss.
Yeah. We wanted to jump on this because, you know, it's one of those events. It was one we were both going to be around for, there was a level of excitement from both of us for it as well. I said before you got on, it would have been nice to do a Bloodsport watch along, but it was just too late at night. Same with
What time did that start?
spring break.
Was that a 10 o'clock show or
11.
Oh yeah.
I want to say Joey Janela's spring break was 10 o'clock last night. I want to say the Clusterfuck Forever is 11, if not later.
Sabu was on that show
Sabu was on spring break.
against Joe Janela.
Yes.
Yeah, just making sure he showed up.
Yeah, I want to say there was like a match or a gauntlet match with a lot of older wrestlers on that. I want to say there was Doug Gilbert.
No shit.
Rich, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably check out spring break after this. I don't want to start like another partial event, but
You got some brisket coming your way tonight too.
It's been slow cooking for like a day. Can't wait.
Good stuff.
We even got some sweet treats in the freezer.
Oh,
Going all out for WrestleMania. Right now, Jada Parker in that ring,
Jada Parker
holding her own.
putting it on. And Julia and Jordan Grace have just disappeared. Like,
Just as you speak of her,
here comes Julia.
Jada Parker's like, get the fuck out of here.
It's my time, bitch. Stephanie McCaw looking for that superplex. Shades of Cowboy Bob Orton. Here comes Julia. Looking for the double superplex.
Oh, shit.
Oh, here comes Jordan Grace. Just going to throw
I
everybody.
did not expect that.
Oh, well, here comes Jada on the top. What do we got here? Doomsday? Oh, no, Blockbuster. Ooh. Oh, man.
That was a show of strength there.
Huh. So watch that again here. I want to see Jada's head.
Oh, you think she hit her head on that one?
It looks like she tucked it in just fine, but I have the light bulb in front of me, in front of the TV.
Yeah, shining right in your eye.
Yeah, well, partially I was like, was that close? Yeah, but no, she was good.
Oh,
Now, this is not elimination style, I believe. This is
one fall to a finish.
yeah. Stephanie McCurry was trying to do Booker T's favorite move, and Jordan Grace was not going to allow it.
Julia sinking in that front face lock. Jordan Grace standing up. Suplex slam there.
Oh yeah, vertical, delayed, jackhammer. Actually, I'd say more like Jada Parker. Like, wait a minute, this is my time. Jordan's like, no, it ain't. German and belly to belly.
God, they're really featuring Jordan's strength a lot in this match.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the way to go.
Yeah, if there's going to be an upset, I'd say Jordan Grace would be the one to do it.
Yeah, I feel like the amount that they're featuring her strength now, that she's not going to get that win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't see her getting the win at all. But
No, I thought Stephanie just had this title, but
I mean, I've been wavering because it's almost like I want her to get it, but I mean, the smart pick just felt like Raquel.
it just something about her face. She just looked very emotional to me, like when we started this. But you never know.
I know it's funny how you make those predictions going into the event, and then you see little things during the intro of matches that you're like, oh, or you know, like you did with your Cena pick, where SmackDown made you change your mind.
Yeah, Randy had the same conclusion. I told AJ about that. AJ said, "No spoilers, brother. I've been working the whole time." I said, "No problem, brother." AJ Shinsbrew making his return tomorrow night, we believe, tentatively planned.
We also might have, and I'll say it now. I talked to author Jake St. John about popping in.
Yeah.
Maybe promoting his new book, The 13th Round.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll get him to read a poem or two. We're going to have a lot of time to cover tomorrow night.
Talk about some Dick Murdoch, Dusty Rhodes stories.
Ooh.
My girlfriend, we were talking wrestling, and she doesn't really watch it, and she didn't understand how big WrestleMania is. But she had gone to the store, and she just happened to be looking at some toys and stuff for the kids, and she managed to see the wrestlers, and she's looking at people. She's like, "Who do I know?" She's trying to figure out who Then she sends me a picture, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I know this guy," and it's Stone Cold Steve Austin, of course.
Oh wow, they had a Stone Cold figure there.
Yeah, I was at Lisbon Walmart.
All right. Might have to go to Lisbon Walmart after.
I think it said, too, on the bottom, and again, I didn't notice it the way she took the picture, but I see on the bottom, it said Shawn Michaels pro wrestling commentator, too.
Okay.
So that could be interesting, yeah, for you collectible guys out there. Which is basically, it looks like Shawn, like at NXT. It looks like he's got the hat and the suit and everything,
Oh, so there was two of them in a pack.
It didn't look like that to me, but then on the bottom it did. So I'm like, is it on the other side? I don't know. But
I've noticed sometimes with figures, there'll be like one guy in the pack, and then there'll be like, I don't know, pieces to make another one.
That's kind of what it looked like it could have been. I thought that was crazy, though, but I guess maybe it's not.
Yeah, I don't fully understand that. I like the couple times that I've gotten figures to put on my display here. I won't go for those because it'll be like, the head of one person, the body of another.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. Why am I putting this toy together? I bought this. You put it together, motherfucker.
Jada Parker, big move there.
Mm-hmm. Big Jada Parker, putting it down. There you go. Hot stepping. Let's go. I like it.
Loving it. Yeah, man.
I don't know who that was there, but he looked happy. Jada with a sit-out powerbomb combination, almost tight. Or maybe more of a Michinoku driver.
Hip attack to the face of Jordan Grace.
Set up a submission here?
Are we showing? We're showing the strength of Jada Parker here. Oh,
yeah.
Orly's getting in on it.
Okay. I feel like this was probably a worked out spot beforehand. There's no way. Oh, Jada walks away with Julia. Drops Julia right on Jordan. McCoy's already out of there. Kicks Jada in the head. Now going for it's like a stuffed powerbomb. I don't know, but she turns into a. Oh man, he can't keep up here.
I was about to say it is definitely picking up here.
Both knees to Jada Parker's face. Both knees to Jordan Grace's face.
Almost picking up in a way that it feels like it's coming close to the end, but
good.
Oh,
It's definitely like that. Oh, you got it, girl. What is that violent leg sweep? Oh, here we go. This is Booker T's favorite move. Yeah, man. I like it. This slaps Jada Parker.
Oh, now Jada Parker about to get it.
Oh. Booker must be having a field day on commentary here. What? Yeah.
I feel like it's almost going to be worth going back just to hear the commentary on that.
Jordan Grace suplexed. Is it her time too? She gonna get this? Looking back at Booker, probably. Boom, boom, yeah. Ah.
I know. I love that they had those signs out in the crowd there. Julia coming in trying to sneak at it. We've been going 2.5 hours here. Starting to feel it a little bit.
Oh yeah, my sore throat's starting to get me here.
I was yawning a bit, not because the match isn't interesting, but you sit in front of the computer and talk for 2 hours, it'll wear you down. Jordan Grace here.
Jordan Grace, yeah. Putting some big moves together.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Eat that Jada Parker hip. And eat that post while you at it, too. Jada limping, but put on a show. Julia. That was a close pin.
I almost thought it was done there.
I did too, because there's no sound. Oh.
Ooh.
That's definitely on the top order, I see. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Going for the pin on Jada. Did she get it? Yes, she did.
She got it.
It's definitely with her.
So, yeah, you were definitely ahead on picks on this one.
Well, if you get Trayvon, you'll make it closer.
Javon?
Yeah, Trayvon. Sorry. Who's Trayvon? Come on that.
Trayvon Jordan. Waves and curls, baby.
Oh, right. I love Trayvon.
You liked him so much you picked him in that main event match. Waves and Curls would definitely be a team that I would think would do great in NXT. You know, maybe they would do great in Evolve. And then I think once they debuted in Evolve, they would definitely fit into that NXT. Especially Trayvon, just that entrance and how much he'll connect with a crowd.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so it's just about 3:20.
Just about 320. Okay.
Makes you wonder how quickly will they get to that main event match. We've been padding a lot of commercials, a lot of video packages between these matches. I would say, you know, a video package summing up that match and then getting into it. All right, WWE and Fortnite. I'm a video gamer, but not Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
A little too old for that shit.
Oh, my man. Got
Cody
a
Rhodes
state of emergency.
getting featured.
Who commented on this?
Tito Santana short doing some names. Battleground is in Tampa this year.
Tampa, huh?
Saturday
That's
night's
fun.
main event, Battleground, Raw, NXT. Smart way to do it. Get in that arena, lock it down for 4 days.
These fans. I got fans over here. What's happening, fans?
We got people that definitely watched with us today. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in. WrestleMania countdown immediately after Stand and Deliver, so that almost does that signal that this is going to be about a half-hour match.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to end a little before 4 is what I would guess. Could be 3:55, 3:56, though,
I love that they're giving the results from all the matches that have previously happened. I personally can't wait to get out in that sun a little bit today. Get out, take the dog outside. Dog's been very patient during this live watch along.
Dog's like, what we got out there, man? Come on. You in here just hanging out.
Talking to the people. All right, Lexus King freaking out over that Heritage Cup.
That lady doesn't seem too interested.
All right, catching up with Stacks outside.
Yo, Stacks, we got a comment. Shut your mouth, bro. Interesting. So whoever the tag team champions is after WrestleMania, they'll be facing Tatum Paxley and G.D. Jones.
Those number one contenders cashing in quick. Now it's main event time.
I'd like to see somebody in NXT take those titles. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I kind of like that those women's tag team titles go across they go down to NXT. It's a way, you can feature NXT talent with main roster talent. Showing that Obafemi Trick Williams rivalry here.
So it's night 1. So that women's tag match is tomorrow. Getting Gunther versus Jey Uso tonight. The War Raiders versus the New Day. Mysterio versus Grande Americana. Jade Cargo versus Naomi. LA Knight and Jacob Fatu. Tiffany and Charlotte Flair. And that main event, Joe. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, night 1 is stacked. I'll be putting up a short about that shortly after we get done here.
The only thing I will say, to play devil's advocate against my plan, if Seth Rollins does win tonight and he's with help with Heyman, and then he helps John win tomorrow, that's 2 nights in a row we're going to have the heels go over in the main event.
Interesting.
Be interesting to see if they do that.
Video package really showing off Javon Evans here. He really has stuck out since he got to NXT. I mean, that high-flying style that he has really, it's head and shoulders above anybody else that really is high-flying. Like, I don't know if he ever had a match with Nathan Frazier or Axiom, but that match would definitely be something else.
Javon. Oh, how is this guy been wrestling here?
Got to be about a year.
He's no Damone Samedi, let me tell you that much.
No. He's 101. He ain't wrestling for multiple people. He ain't come up out of the casket.
So Javon debuted in 2018, so he's been around a little longer.
Oh, wow.
He trained under independent wrestler LeBron Cazone in North Carolina and made his debut January 26, 2018. So 7 years. At the age of 13.
That's crazy because I thought he was about 19. So
He was Kid Black America.
okay.
Then he changed his name to Jay Malachi. In 2022, he had debuted for AEW Dark, where he lost to Fuego de Sol.
Okay, that must have been a good match.
Yeah. At the time, his biggest success was probably independent Deadlock Pro Wrestling, where he held the World's Championship. He vacated the title on November 2nd, 20 after signing with WWE.
All right, we're getting an AJ Styles package here. I don't know why, but
Well, we did have that Tiffany Stratton look. I imagine it's just buying some time.
yeah.
This is where some people are getting commercials. We're just getting this instead. It's interesting because now they have that relationship with TNA. They can have all that TNA footage if they want to.
It really helps to, especially for somebody like AJ Styles who spent so much time there. Jordan Grace, you can feature her time there.
Mm-hmm.
It's good because especially in this current wrestling landscape where people have spent time elsewhere, even if you had somebody that did like a match on like TNA Explosion, which is almost like their AEW Dark, it'd be cool to feature that.
So kind of just previewing matches that, trying to get people excited about. Maybe they're under the radar. AJ Styles, man, I don't know. That's a guy to me that, Hall of Fame career, obviously, but like when you think about it in terms of being the man in TNA, New Japan, right? Now, WWE, successful career here, being a world champion here. It's like really one of the just better careers, I think, that maybe under the radar sometimes,
Yeah, it's cool that he got to have that career outside of WWE. And
Mhm.
now, you would assume that, wrapping it up in WWE at some point. Had a great run here.
I wonder if he's the most tenured guy on WrestleMania this weekend in terms of like in pro wrestling altogether. It's wrestling, not obviously a Paul Heyman or anything like that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Punk.
Cena.
Well, yeah, I was thinking Cena, but I thought AJ might have been before Cena because AJ had that small run in WCW when WCW was
that's true.
closing.
I can't think of anybody else.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it would have to be him. Obafemi backstage with that title.
let's see. CM Punk made his debut on October 25th, 1997.
Okay, that might be close to AJ.
Yeah, he might have it. AJ Styles. Debut in 1998, so it's like Punk would be the guy.
Trick
I'm just kind
Williams
of
making his
curious.
way out here.
John Cena was 99.
Wow.
So
When we
97,
saw
98,
NXT
99.
live in Bridgeport, Trick Williams, we heard that chant really get over.
Mm-hmm.
Crowd really getting behind this guy, making his way to the ring. I like that they're showing the decibels here, showing how loud it's getting.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'm going to take one more bathroom break, and I will return.
All right. I wonder when they show all the entrances, will Tricks be the loudest? Because that whoop that trick, people really get behind that. You get in that 115, in that 115, 113. Oh, it's going up to 125 now. This will be interesting because we'll get to see which competitor the crowd is really getting behind the most going into this. Almost 80 degrees here in Connecticut. I know I've been talking a lot about wanting to end this live and getting outside, but it is 78 right now. Beautiful, sunny out there. Javon Evans making his way to the ring now. Will the youth movement take over here? You got three great competitors stepping into that ring. Trick Williams was a great NXT champ. I think got it at the right time. Obafemi has been that dominant champ in the ring. It was great to see Obafemi go up against Moose when they had that crossover. Javon Evans, though, high flyer, really good energy. Ever since I've seen him appear in NXT, he's been that standout character. So it'll be interesting to see if he'll be the one to take it here. That athleticism he's got, they call him bouncy, but he really does, he's got that extra hop to his step. Anybody watching live, let us know who the crowd is responding to the most. We didn't see that decibel meter for Javon Evans there. Now the champ making his way out last year. And guys, it's main event time. This is our last match of the day. Please, if you enjoy what you've been seeing here, consider clicking that subscribe button, especially if you're watching us on YouTube. A lot of the people that watch us aren't subscribed. We put a lot of time into this. We appreciate the click. Even if you don't want to subscribe, just click that like button. Most importantly, thank you for being here with us, taking time out of your day, especially like this where it's midday. If you're up in the Northeast with us, you are inside watching this when the weather is beautiful outside. The anticipation for this match building, very much going to be interesting. To see who walks away with this title. Dave predicting Obafemi is going to retain. I think Javon Evans is going to get that title, be the new kind of face of NXT. And I feel like we're going to see Obafemi and Trick Williams maybe make their way to the main roster. I feel like both of them could. I mean, they're both ready. Trick Williams had that title, like a year ago, really stood on top with it. Great. Obafemi has been dominant with it since. Former two-time NXT champion, fourth time going for that title. The entrances feel big here. main event of this event. We've been going strong for just under 3 hours here. Could become the youngest NXT champion in history. That would definitely be a milestone if Javon Evans can get it.
Back.
Yeah, you just missed the stat line that Javon Evans, if he wins the championship, could be the youngest NXT champion in history. Obafemi, 102 days with it. This is Trick Williams' 4th time going for that NXT championship. So a lot of interesting stats spread around here.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys are just potentially big players for a long time in WWE, right?
Yeah, that's why I didn't mind the triple threat match. I would have liked a, one-on-one match, but I'm not going to be mad with these 3 guys in it, especially because I feel like Javon could be that wild card that could win it. I mean, I picked him, obviously. It's really going to be Javon's speed versus Obafemi's power, and Trick Williams is kind of that perfect combination of speed and power.
Yeah, starting off good. Javon lighting them up.
Obafemi swatting
Over that power.
It'll be interesting on next week's show to really kind of review all these events, see what events stood out for us most. Because as we're watching it, NXT feels like a great event here.
See Javon and Trick staring each other down.
Trick Williams showing out some athleticism there.
I wonder if Trick and Carmelo will end up being a team again at some point.
Oh, that'd be interesting. They were a really good pairing on NXT. You could tell the second chapter of that story where they come together, Carmelo showing him the main roster. They excel as a team, and then you get that breakup. Almost like a Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens type thing.
Carmelo won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal last night.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I like that they have it every year. I'm kind of glad that they took it off of WrestleMania, though, because it's a cool thing, but it never really, seemed to go anywhere.
Right. I like having it on SmackDown the night before. Gives it kind of a special feel for that SmackDown.
Yeah.
Oba using the power moves now.
After watching Stand and Deliver, I almost wonder if I'm going to have the WWE pre-show on in the background, see what they talk about.
Big press slam.
I was going to say power on display from Obafemi here.
Turned into a gut buster. Trick boots over Femi. Clothesline.
Leveling him there.
It's interesting to see how the two other guys in this match, Trick and Javon, stack up with Obafemi.
Yeah, because Oba is just pure power there.
But height-wise, Trick and Javon both seem to have an edge here a little bit.
Yeah. And I think it's almost surprising Trick's athleticism, giving, like that he's a little thicker than Javon.
Mm-hmm. Trick played football, if I remember correctly, right?
I am not sure, but I would not be surprised.
Pretty sure, yeah. He hasn't been that long. He's just somebody I think that's really took to the game.
Yeah, definitely a great athlete.
Debuted in October 5th, 2021, so he'll be in his 4th year by the end of the year. He had a football career, yeah. College football on a full scholarship for the Hampton Pirates in 2012 and 2013. Latter season cut short due to a pulled hamstring.
I mean, it seems to be the story and how a lot of guys come into pro wrestling, right? They've got those football careers.
Yeah.
They think they'll do their time there, and then that injury cuts them short. Then they find, an athletic outlet in wrestling.
Felt he could do more, so he was a walk-on South Carolina Gamecocks, too. Caught 11 passes for 121 yards in his college career, all of which came in 2015. Graduated with a physical education degree.
And given how young Javon was when he got in the game, I feel like, he went all in on pro wrestling early.
Mm-hmm. Well, 13 years old. So.
Yeah, and especially when you got, I talked at the beginning of this about just the athletic ability he has, how he has that extra spring in his step.
Mm. So, I guess I got to look now. Obafemi, I mean, what was his ticket in here? Track and field.
Wow. I wouldn't have guessed that. I was going to say bodybuilder, maybe football.
Yeah, won several medals during his high school years, earning him a student athlete scholarship at Middle Tennessee State University, winning the Conference USA title, transferred to the University of Alabama in the summer of 2019. He won the shot put title at the SEC Indoor Track and Field Championship in 2021 and 2022. So he didn't start his career until November 15th, 2022. So later on that year, he began wrestling, and look at him now.
That's kind of wild that Javon Evans looks like the rookie amongst these guys, but yet is the most tenured in wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
What are we about to see here? Oh.
Oh, here comes Trick.
Damn. The height on that jump. We talk about the height that Javon Evans gets.
Trick Williams, baby. Yeah, man.
I like it.
I said before the show, I said, Trick, you think you're going to win the title? I don't think you are. He said, kiss my dick, motherfucker. I said, all right.
I feel like we're losing a lot not hearing Booker T on commentary. Living it up. God, just so smooth in that ring.
Yeah, Javon is something else.
This is a guy I'd like to see them, maybe send a Noah, get him some time in some other countries, give him some more experience, knowing that he's got all that time behind him. I feel like especially, Japan, Mexico, he could really add to his arsenal.
Oba and Trick slugging it out. Here comes Javon. Trick says nah, but he's going to try to pin Oba. Oba says nah. Oh, gonna pick up over. Big slam. Trick says, nah, son. Get out of here. I got this. I'll pick up this big motherfucker. Trick's like, that's how you do it. That's man shit. Watch me.
Battling it out here.
Over's got Trick on his shoulders.
Holy shit.
Oh, wait. Trick's like, if I'm going for a ride, so you did, huh? The superplex off the shoulders of Elba Femi. Oh.
I'm not even going to give him shit about not holding him up there for
No.
what seemed like long. That was impressive enough. Javon Evans selling that back.
Mm.
I don't know. As this match goes on, I'm liking my pick of Javon Evans. Have you changed your idea of a pick as we've seen this match unfold?
No, so sticking with Over.
Could Trick Williams come in and ruin it for both of us? He's been impressive in this match. I feel like all these guys have really showed out. As Oba hulks up.
Oh, double spine buster. Slams them both down. Going back and forth. Oh, eats that spin kick by Tricky. Here comes Javon sneaking up behind.
And I was like, is he going to steal the win here? Oh, shit. He sees the opportunity in the ring.
About to go bouncy.
I don't know, though.
Wrong corner.
You know, it almost looks like this is where the end would come, but does Trick interrupt just in time? Oh, no. Oba says, fuck that. Oh! Ooh. I don't know if it's just because I'm looking at that time, but I'm seeing the action pick up. I'm like, what move is going to end it?
Right. Oh, we'll stop that. But not that. Oh.
Uba looking good here, absorbing all of Javon's moves, just stopping everything.
Oh, big European uppercut.
Damn.
Well, Trick pulled him out. Oh. That Andre the Giant body slam right there.
Going back for that cutter off the top rope.
Nailed it.
Oh, so close. I was getting nervous because I saw Trick running around the side there. I'm like, is Trick going to break this up?
No.
I think I'm so nervous because I picked Javon. I'm like, every little time that it looks like he could win, I'm like, how are they going to fuck him out of this one? He deserves this. How'd the ref go down on the outside?
Trick, I guess.
This is how they do it. Big dive on the outside. We are
Let's
over
break it
that
down.
3-hour mark here.
Javon and Trick. But Javon's back in the ring. Here's
Ooh.
over Philly. They gonna spike him? No, Javon takes him outside.
It's a fair mix of every time you think one guy is about to win, something happens that it looks like, nope, it's going to be this guy.
Ooh. Javon.
Punishing Javon now on the outside.
Oh, right through the barricade.
Okay.
Well, over goes through the table.
You ain't going to win that title on a count out, though, brother.
Tricky. Who you going after? Javon.
Rolls him back in that ring, lining him up.
That big Harley knee.
Oh, man. Obafemi stopping the ref from getting the pin counted. The ref's got some strength kicking Obafemi off like that.
Oh, what the fuck? Jesus Christ. I didn't expect that. Ref kicked out. Oh, I've never seen that. Oh, man. How often do you get surprised? I don't remember a ref like kicking off the wrestler.
No, especially not somebody that's been displaying that speed of Obafemi.
That's strange,
He's
too.
got
Like
two wrestlers on his shoulders, and now this ref's going to kick him in the face, and he's going to back off.
he didn't do it by surprise. He beat this ref.
I was wondering if that was going to happen. Is he going to come in and get the DQ? But you can't go out that way on Stand and Deliver.
No. I don't think technically you can get a DQ in a 3-way anyway.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. Open up those hands. Open's like, I had with you, ref. Oh.
Coming in, playing spoiler.
Javon.
Oh.
We know this referee and him are related.
Oh, shit.
That's incredible. But his tricky trick.
Damn.
With the knee. And there's Oba. Shutting everybody down. Oh.
This has been a great match, but this ending, I'm assuming this is the ending sequence, is picking up.
I'm counting 1, 2, 3. And Joe knew already. Obafemi. My man.
It's hard not to be impressed with that performance. These guys went all out, especially near the end. They had you guessing at any one time, like, who's going to get the win. Will we get another competitor for Oba here at the end? You know, sometimes WWE, they end these events. They like to throw you for a curve.
How had a podcast? I missed this.
Oh, yeah, I saw Chevy post that earlier. I missed it so well after that segment, too. I was like, oh, man, if only we had picked that up. But we are dialed in on this event. Oh, man, almost looks like Javon has the same finger hurt that Suicidal Soldier has. If you want to know who we're talking about, check out New Heights Wrestling on YouTube. That is our commentary gig. Surprised to see this is our 4th year of doing it. Very surprising. Look at the fast nature of this. Just move for move for move. Overall, that was a real enjoyable Stand and Deliver.
Yeah. I'm just waiting to see if there's anything with their trademark and everything.
I know, you almost can't even trust that trademark. We still got 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's... I mean, unless Rusev's coming in and going straight to NXT.
Mm-hmm. Aleister Black.
Yeah, Aleister Black could be another one. All right, we're getting those end credits. All right, and it looks like NXT is going off the air clean.
All right. Well,
So we're going to end this just like we do any of our live shows. Guys, thank you for joining us. Oh, I don't know if they mean to be coming back here.
this might be how they lead into the kickoff show.
Maybe. I was just about to wrap it up on our end. Thank you to everybody that's watched us today. A lot of people that watch us aren't subscribed. So please, if you enjoyed the show, hit that subscribe button. Follow us on YouTube. We put out long form videos, short form videos. We do the live podcast. We have wrestling that we've commentated up there. I don't know if we've ever seen something like this where the show seems to have ended and then we're getting more interaction.
Curious. Yeah, my info still says Stand and Deliver too, but the WrestleMania kickoff wouldn't technically start until 4 anyway.
Yeah, I wonder if they're just padding time here. It's weird. It almost feels like they're waiting for something to happen, but it also feels like they're just stretching for time. There's nothing consequential is really happening. You got Javon sitting in the entrance. Okay, we're seeing Stephanie Becker backstage with the title.
Mm.
All right, Roxanne.
Oh, Roxanne.
Are we setting up for NXT on Tuesday here?
Mm-hmm. All right, Joe. I think it's time we.
I was about to say, do we call it a day here? Well, Dave,
so.
Thank you for joining us for this watch along. You can get out of here. I'm just going to play a couple commercials and then I'll live stream. So thank you to everybody that's joined us. And I don't know that when we're not doing this, we got a commentary gig.
Hey fans, it's the man they call Dave with producer Joe. And you probably know us as the commentary team for New Heights Pro Wrestling. But when we're not doing that, we got a podcast.
That is the Working Fans Podcast, where we talk pro wrestling, comedy, MMA, and so much more.
And tell them about that signature segment.
Oh, you talk about the 531?
You know I am.
That is a homegrown creation that has been our namesake. And if you want to know our namesake, we got Chevy, AJ Strange Brew, as well as the two of us.
And why don't you go to our channel, like, subscribe, show us some love.
Rate, review, all of it. Author Ray Author Ray Lopez presents Lockup, Professional Wrestling in Our World. Lockup dives headfirst into the colorful world of professional wrestling. Explore the iconic characters, careers, matches, history, and families, and delve into the bizarre and fascinating entwining of professional wrestling and film, television, football, politics, gender, and race. Pre-orders are available now on Amazon.com or at MascotBooks.com. This is the perfect gift for the wrestling fan in your life. Pick up a copy today on Amazon.com or at MascotBooks.com.
Hey, all you goddamn wrestling fans out there, listen, Old Black Bart has got a book. It's called Wrestle. Black Bart. It's got some dadgum good stories in there about some dadgum good wrestlers.
Read stories of Dusty Rhodes, the Von Erich, Scott Casey, Sergeant Slaughter, Roddy Piper, Mr. Fuji, Ron Bass, Bruiser Brody, Mike Davis, the Grappler, and many others.
And I guarantee you one thing, that it'll be the best dadgum read you've had in a long, long time.
Get your book today at Russellville.com or on Amazon. Russellville, it's where wrestling lives.
Read about the Northern Wrestling Federation in the book presented by Russellville.com, The Pro Wrestling Vault, Volume 2. Hear the story of Roger Ruffin, the man who trained Carl Anderson, the Monster Abyss, Jordan Clearwater, Chris Harris, and Jillian Hall.
Plus 45 other short stories including Jazz, Bobby Eaton, Kamala, Thunder Rosa, Mario Mancini, Scott Casey, PJ Black, Kerry Morton, Sal Renaro, Jeremiah Plunkett, Colby Carino, Bam Bam Malone, and many others.
Get your book today at Russellville.com. Russellville, it's where wrestling lives.